is there any kind of intro? Oh, go ahead, do your thing.
Podcasts are dead, but I need the watch hours. So that's why a podcast is on my music channel. I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm Peterson. This is my friend Doug Anderson. And we're going to talk a little bit about the music videos that we made together for some of my songs and just, I guess, like some behind the scenes stuff, the process of it, what our thoughts are on it today.
Remind me of the music videos that we did.
We did. We shot The Puppet, and we did Kill to Survive together, and we also did Curtain Call recently off of my album Psy and Jade. We actually have worked together for, I don't know, even longer than that, for the past, like, I don't know, 14 years or 15 years, like so or so. He helped me record all of the tracks on my Somewhere Else EP as well. So that's how long we've been.
So even longer than that, because did an album before.
Yeah,
like
we did.
That was your solo album.
Yeah, that was the start of the solo, my solo music stuff. But yeah, with Project Mab.
What was the very first thing we ever worked on?
The Project Mab album, All I Can Find, I think.
Right, and then we recorded just a full album for that, or was that an EP? I can't remember.
That was a full album,
right?
With Mike and Austin. Yeah,
right.
that was a full album, and then we did actually record a full album's worth of music together, but I only used like maybe 6 or 7 of the tracks. Like I think we originally recorded like 10 together, and I only ended up releasing 5 or 6 of them.
Right, gotcha. Yeah.
Or something like that. So we worked together for many years, and it's been awesome, man. I like working with you.
I think
it's fun.
You're probably the longest lasting creative relationship that I've had, because I made that movie with Gus. And we worked together before that, like 2009 to like 2011. So you're the only one that's lasted throughout that whole thing, which is like low-key sad because we've only done 3 music videos, I guess. And like I guess I only recorded that album. Like I didn't actually, because I moved. So I didn't actually finish that album with you. So like 1.5 albums together.
Yeah.
That's it seems like very little for how long, but I think everything that we've done has been of good enough quality. You know,
yeah, like
low quantity, high quality.
I agree. I really love, even if it's just a handful. Like it's funny hearing it out loud like that too, because it feels like it's so much more than just those few things that we've done.
I mean, we had like maybe like more like false starts or whatever. Like we haven't like those are the things we've finished, right? Like
right,
we've like
that's true.
From beginning to end.
Right.
But I mean, we like went back and forth. I feel like on a bunch of scripts in that time. And stuff like that, and like short things that just ultimately didn't come to fruition.
Well, yeah, you moving to Oklahoma for a few years,
yeah,
and then and then you just like whatever everything reconnect like after COVID even or something like that, because COVID was like when people
moved back to Florida like right before COVID.
Oh yeah, oh damn. So you were just not even in the state that whole time.
I was gone for like 4 or 5, maybe 6 years. I don't know.
Oh wow. I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah.
Whenever we, which I think was just, I don't know, on Instagram or something. I forget like when or how or when we reconnected, but yeah, when we made the music video for the Puppet.
How long ago was that? Was that 2024?
For the Puppet?
Yeah.
I think we reconnected around 2020 to 2022, like around those years, and then we released it in April or May of 2023. I'm pretty sure.
2023?
2023 was when the Puppet was released, yeah. The music video was released.
3 years ago?
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
That's crazy.
I can double check.
But yeah, I don't have my phone, but I believe you. That's actually crazy. And the Puppet was on which album?
That was on the Somewhere Else EP.
Right. Was that the one that I recorded or no?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was what was funny about that. That was like a full circle moment too, where we recorded that together. I got it mixed with somebody else, and actually I think I even re-recorded the vocals than what we originally recorded. So those vocals were kind of like an updated vocal, and then we ended up making the video together, and it was like this, like started here, completely like just all sorts of whatever, one thing after another, and then came back to that that point where we started kind of
That's
together.
Kind of crazy. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Whoop.
Nope. That's not good. I forgot I was using my keyboard for my computer that we're recording on instead of the laptop.
Imagine you just deleted all of that.
Yeah. Probably for the best.
Not that we got that far, but so should we do like
February 15th, 2023, the day after Valentine's Day.
Whoa.
2023.
That's crazy.
That is.
Should we do like what should we do, like a breakdown of each video or something, or like how do we want to like start it off?
Or should we even go back to like talking about like when we recorded the song, right? We just talk about, we're just talking about the music videos for this at least. We could always.
Well, I mean, low key, I don't really remember exactly recording.
It was a long time ago.
The EP that much.
I don't remember either.
I'll say I think it was like we recorded the Project Map stuff, and I don't know what happened with you, Michael and Austin, but I feel like whatever that band kind of fizzled out or whatever, or like it wasn't really like a band anymore. And I think I don't remember, like, did we mix it? The Project Map stuff? Did we, like how
that was a finished. Yeah, that was a finished. Like we actually, like made the whole.
But I feel like at the end it was just me and you, right?
I was there. It was a lot. A lot of it was us, because it was a lot of us laying stuff down and then them laying their parts over that.
Right.
Like majority of that was like.
Did I play drums on that or no?
You played drums for one song, because it was like Mike left the band at one point, and then we continued without him, and then he came back.
That's what I remember.
So you recorded,
I remember. I think I might have played drums on two of those, but
you might have, yeah.
I remember playing drums on it because like the band was kind of already done, right? So there was like, so you just played everything, and I played drums on a few of it, and then we mixed it and we finished it, right?
Yeah. That was released in 2013. I was only 20 when I released the first full length album. Yeah, that was
23 years ago.
13 years ago.
Okay. Oh, shit. I'm bad at math.
That would have been. That would just like suddenly I'm 40.
Wait, what am I, 40? What was I gonna say? So yeah, I think that ended like, other than the band falling apart and it basically going nowhere. That was like, I think that was like a pretty successful.
We got some Bandcamp streams, and
that was a successful completion of that project, right? Like it made it to the finish line, and then
we finished the thing that we set out to. That was like that was all that we were really focused on too. Is I remember Austin and I, like when Austin and I were working on a lot of songs together, we were really into we just wanted to take that on that big of a task, you know what I mean? Usually people really release the single, release a soft like EP with 2 or 3 songs on it or something. You know, that's usually how most bands
We're definitely living like in a post album. I mean, we say that, but like Ariana Grande just released an album that everybody's talking about, which I feel like everybody's talking about it kinda, but it's like they're talking about it as a full album release. So I wouldn't say we're 100% post album era, but definitely like having a successful single on TikTok goes a lot further than recording a whole album and then promoting that.
Which is just such a bummer to me, as far as if people are only going to see an artist just to hear one song. Granted, of course, there are some bands,
but a lot of artists only have one song at a time. You know what I mean? Like,
in general, the way they're releasing, you mean? That's true too.
It's at least for like really unknown artists, I think it's like pretty rare that you have somebody that puts together a whole album and then they like are pushing an album like on TikTok, right? Like even if they're playing like the same song, like, you know, like you see those like reels or whatever and TikToks where it's like their whole feed is them performing the same like 25-second section of their song, like whatever like the most popular or like catchiest part is. Their whole feed is just them reposting that like over and over and over again,
or like different clips.
It's like rarely do those people have anything other than that one song. Like they don't, it's not like they made a whole album and they're like, this is my single, I'm gonna really push it, I'm gonna like, you know, oversaturate my feed. Right. It's like, I think like albums, like at least on like an independent thing, which is kind of ironic because like now more than ever it's easier to record, right? It's easier and cheaper. Like I know it's not like the best case scenario, but like you could technically record like a whole album like on GarageBand, like on your phone or your iPad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could have the whole thing and just like put it out there. So you would think that if people are already going for like low effort quantity, they would do like 10 songs at a time. So that's weird. It's weird to think that like not that many people are like doing what we did like 13 years ago, to be like, I have these 10 songs. Yeah. They're like full band, like, or like, you know, 3-piece band. And we're recording the whole thing before we feel like we can release any of the songs. But
Well, and it's because so many people do well. I mean, look at like someone like Vanilla Ice, for example. I was like, one like popular song is not even that good, and he's made an entire like career off. It's like what that was at the peak of music when you could live off of one song for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but even Vanilla Ice had an album. I mean, it's like he happened to be a one-hit wonder, but it's like, you know, he has more than one song.
Well, the album,
I think there's just no. Well, go ahead.
Well, the album was the way to make money before. It was like, oh, you want the song, but the reason we're charging, I don't know, for $15 or $20 or whatever, you know, is to, you know, that's you're paying for all, you know, this whole thing of music and the physical media of it and the booklet and all that stuff. So to me, for a while, even like, I mean, wasn't that what it was even when just music first started being sold? Like, I mean, obviously singles with like a side A, side B, you know, a single with like just one or two songs. Yeah, kind of releasing at a time, but no, like albums were a way for people to justify the selling of it.
Well,
in a lot of ways,
that's what I was gonna say is that like, yeah, if you have whatever your unit is, like how you need to sell, like, you know, if that's an album or whatever, or if it's a CD rather, then you need an album because nobody's gonna buy a CD or a record that has one song on it. I mean, maybe like if it's like a single, you know, like I know that is a thing, but it's like.
You mean nowadays?
Like back then. Like it makes more sense that if you're gonna have a CD, why sell a CD with one song on it? Sell a CD that you can charge like a good price for it. Like,
I think they would sell singles. They would just it would be $2 or $3 versus them trying to make $25-$30. You know,
right? Like, but it's like you really want to sell like, you know, $1,030,000.
Exactly. Right.
But now there's no reward in doing that. First of all, there's no real avenue for doing that. Like, it's not like people are selling CDs.
Well, the one thing as far as just releasing the album recently, like, the album Sign Jade, you can go and check it out. Check out the links in the description there. No, the cool thing about that is, you know, not only releasing it as like a one long video at 55 minutes can get me more watch hours, but there is a benefit to like, okay, all of these songs have potential to spread now, or you have like, you know, +9, not just the one song, you have +9 other things that can generate traction. Like if it is about quantity, why isn't the quantity of an album, you know, if the internet rewards
there's
quantity.
no reward for doing it with multiple songs. There's like, if you're gonna do that, then if your expense is creating the song plus promoting it, then you just create one song. It's less expense. And you just like promote it as if you were gonna promote the next 100 songs, right? Like you just keep spamming it. There's no reward for doing that with like 10 songs, right? Like let's say you post like 3 times a day, and you want to post the same 20-second section of your song. Like there's no added reward for doing that with 10 different songs versus the same song over and over again. Like you just keep spamming it. Like it doesn't matter.
Like, and that's so funny. It's like so funny scrolling through some of these people's Instagrams or TikTok profiles or whatever, and it's just like the same, like, you know, there's this one guy I found like a while ago, and I think I even took I shot like I screen recorded it and posted it on my story, and it was just like this guy, like some country artist, is just like, and now there's something wrong with the truck, and now there's something wrong with the truck, and now there's something. You just keep scrolling. It's just the same, but it's like in different locations. Shout out to that guy. Your song is not good. I don't really like it, but that gave me a funny memory. You were a little like, you know.
I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know about that guy, but I think also a lot of people that do that, like, they don't really care if they make it in music. Like, they're just trying to go viral, right? Like, they don't really have.
They use music as a like, because music is so. And we'll get back into the like I guess we could talk about the process of that, like recording and all that stuff, like the album we made in a bit here, as far as how different that was at that time, like where our mentality was with it and versus now. But the weird thing about you know, putting out or like how people use music as a way of like, oh, I also do this too. It feels like music is this like side dish for a lot of people, you know. It's like my doctor from when I was born, who's been my doctor my whole life, does music. Like, like
I mean, like that's cool.
No criticism to him. It's just it's anybody, literally anybody. Like, you know.
I think that like makes sense. Like humans create music, like they've been doing it for, you know, tens of thousands of years or whatever, right? Like that part I'd have no issue with. If you just like like playing guitar and like writing songs and you just want to do it. But those people that like spam it, that are like trying to like make it, quote unquote, like a lot of times it doesn't matter. Like those people would also just do the same exact spamming of the feed, but they'll like copy and paste like, you know, posts from Twitter or Threads, like just put the text on the thing and be like, you know, like point to it. Like they'll post that too. Like it doesn't, like the music actually doesn't matter. Like they don't care about being known for music. They probably don't even make that music, you know? They probably just like buy the beats or whatever.
Which shocks me so much is how many of the meme accounts have these like literal like garbage fire, like not fire, like actual dumpster fire like songs that sound like so bad, and it's kind of supposed to be like, oh yeah, shitty song to post with this weird meme that they found that's like all de-res.
There's also
you know,
a lot of people
that's like what music is too, is a meme, something to add to a meme, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that will make like an AI thing, and then they like put their voice. I don't really know how it works because I haven't used it, but like you basically add your voice to like this AI thing, right? And then you say, all right, now make me singing a song that's like this, and then they just lip sync it. Like they actually don't do anything like with the music at all. Like they made nothing. They don't even write lyrics. You know what I mean? Yeah. They just like put their voice into some synthesizer thing and then have AI like poop out a song. And I don't know. I guess the end goal is just to be famous, just to like have a very viral thing and be known. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. Music. When you think about it, when you think about it, it's actually the most easily accessible, most cost efficient avenue for anybody to like. There are people that like just make like.
I think it's just easy to fake, to be honest with you. Like you can't really fake cooking, for example, as easily. Like you could.
That's true.
But you there's just like you can't really fake like drawing as easily. You know what I mean? Like,
but like with music, the DAW is easy to figure out. Like electronic, like making software music is not that.
But also,
like,
I could just literally download any plugin and like a drum sequencer. It probably has presets and just be like, you know, use that. Like, copy and paste into your like MIDI track and just loop it. You know what I mean? And that's like you can't really do that with like a lot of other things. Like it's a lot harder to do that with like. Well, I mean, I guess also with like AI, like you could do like, you know, Fruit Bachelor or whatever it's called, or Fruit, what's it called?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Fruit Love Island.
Yeah. I hate that I know what you're talking about.
Like, so you could technically do it with video too. Like you could just like make a show, quote unquote. You know,
that's true. We'll circle back to how music is dead and culture is awful and everything is terrible.
Culture's dead, music's alive.
Dead. But when we were making and remind me to get into the music videos in a second here too. But like when we were making the album, just to go back to how like obviously when we were making the album with Project Mab, and where music was at the time, even in 2012 or 13, early 2010s, there was a lot of there was still like so much potential or so much like hope for, I don't know, maybe it was because I was younger and I had like a lot more of my future ahead of me, but how did you feel not only about the project and us making and recording, but like what do you think, how do you think, how much of our motivation to finish that album was in part by where the industry was at the time? I don't know if that was just me that felt that because it was my music and my songwriting and all that stuff, but did you feel like there was not even with that album in particular, but with your own stuff, the Brick House and the stuff that you've made, did we feel like there was just like more of a I don't want to say more of a chance, more opportunity, because I don't know what I'm trying to say here, I guess, but like what the way that the culture was in the industry was at that time, why did it feel like even those low budget independently made projects, for what, even though I'm taking forever to fucking get to this point here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What? I'm a little high still.
I think
How did you? Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, tell me if this is like where you're kind of like going for. Like, why did it seem more possible, tangible back then?
That's exactly what I'm.
Versus now. And I think that I think the like degradation of the whole system and process is a very gradual taper. It's very hard to say like where the cutoff is, you know, because you could say that it started in the 80s. You could say that it started like in 2003, right? Or whatever. Like, it's like very hard to say where it is. I think a part of the feeling is mostly nostalgia because we were younger and we were probably like the most hands-on with something like that. Being in your 20s and in like late teens is like really when you are having the most like you have that perfect balance of like being naive but ambitious, you know what I mean? Or I mean, I guess they kind of go hand in hand. You are ambitious because you're so naive. And it's just very hard to like think back on that with anything but like fond memories. Like it's hard to think back on that without nostalgia. That doesn't necessarily mean that it was more tangible, it was more possible. I will say that I think that what we all feel in any creative industry isn't that there's like a lot of people say like, oh, they don't make good movies anymore, or like Hollywood is dead, or like they don't make good music, or there's not any real music anymore. And like that's objectively fundamentally untrue, right? Like, I mean, you just made an album with all live musicians written by your own human brain without any AI or fluff or anything, right? And there are artists that I discover all the time that are, you know, virtually nobody knows about them, but they make real music. And there are some that are like decently successful and they make real music. And then there's also some people that are like very famous and they make real music, right? So like that part of it hasn't changed, but there's like this like film of like just really disgusting film over everything right now. Excuse me. And it's like it's really hard to not feel that. It's like there's no economic mobility. Like no matter what you do, no matter how many clicks or views you get, it's not a guarantee that you'll ever have any like, you know, real like financial benefit from it, right? Like significant financial benefit. Like think of like what it costs to buy a house. Like, you know, could you own a house off of this? Like that is like exceedingly rare. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so there's like always, and there's like all these like political anxieties, you know, there's like people being sent in concentration camps or Venezuela or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like there's like this like heavy weight of the world, and so when you're living it, I think it makes everything feel less tangible, feels less possible. I think it feels less hopeful. It's hard to get like excited about things when there's just like it's not underlying, it's like overlaying, you know what I mean? It's like it's this thing that's like on top of everything that we do and every moment that we live. I mean, maybe if we lived in like some, you know, Norwegian town where we had healthcare and stuff like that, maybe we wouldn't feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
maybe it would be different.
That's what I was thinking about earlier today too, though, is how just the how many things societally really like dictate like how we end up going about these things or how we end up feeling about it.
And I think there's also like there's this really something that I feel like heavy every day is there's this really like disgusting mentality that like people, not only people that, well, hang on, I was gonna say artists, but like they're not artists. Like anybody that uses AI as their way to create, they're actually not creating anything, and they're not artists. You know what I mean? So it's like, but whatever that type of person is, they have like this zero reverence, or like there's zero sanctity for any kind of art form whatsoever, right? Like they don't think that art should be authored, basically, you know, like whoever makes something doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that is like such a heavy burden as somebody who does only create things with my own mind and imagination and my own hands.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like when I'm making music, knowing that there's like a significant portion of like the country and maybe the world that like doesn't believe in my authorship, like even if like I wrote if I was going to be the next Beatles, like it wouldn't feel good. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to like feel good about it when it's like there's just so many people that think that way, you know?
How much of it is like not wanting to pay for an IP though too, or not like when you think like it makes sense if a lot of corporations want to use AI and create their own, even though it's all the derivative of something else.
Like corporations aren't artists, you know what I mean?
But,
So
but for like financially, like how much money just like for what Martin Scorsese wanted to use certain tracks and like his spending $1.5 million to secure music rights for Goodfellas. Like
I think though that like this whole idea
or just things in general, like like look at Disney and Marvel and like all these like big like
this like
these
penny
big
pinching
things,
mentality though is so fake. Like you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I mean I agree, but but like that's their perspective of it. Still,
I don't believe that's their perspective. I think that if there was a chance, any chance that like using a certain song that cost $1 million was going to translate to box office, they would use it they would spend that money in a heartbeat. Like it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like there's no I don't want to spend this. They will spend whatever they want to do whatever they want. You know what I mean? But it's like, how can they hoard cash? Like that's the only thing that matters. Like they try to min-max everything, not because like they're stingy or frugal. It's like all just like a math problem in their head.
Right.
Like it actually doesn't even matter what the product is. You know what I mean? Like they'll make a 100 Spider-Man movies, and whether or not they're good or bad or who's Spider-Man or this or that, like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? They spend all that money making 2 horrible Spider-Man movies with Andrew Garfield, and then they bring him back as if like, oh my god, like everybody loves Andrew Garfield, like, pay Andrew Garfield whatever he wants to cameo in this movie. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they have no alignment. Like they have no like feelings, they have no, I want to say morals. You know what I mean? Like there's no there's no standard in their mind. You know what I mean? If all of a sudden tomorrow the trend became, oh, like original IP is like the number one thing, like that's what everybody's got to do, they're just gonna start spending all the money on original IP. Like it's like they don't care. They're just like chasing a trend, or they're chasing they're chasing an idea. Like that's it.
That makes sense. I mean I get like it's a lot is shifted as far as when we first started working together, and then here where we're at now is 15 years later, man. It's really it's bizarre, and I mean it's like being in a video game that you have zero choices and you're completely dependent on the RNG. That's how like life feels lately.
Yeah.
It's just the RNG of whatever the algorithm is. Or
I think it's also that
it's fucking insane.
There's a lot of like, everybody thought the internet was going to bring us all together, right? You'd be like, oh, the internet will be like, so like a guitar player in Montana can be in a band with like a drummer from Idaho, right? Like this is like this romantic vision of the internet, like say in the 90s or something like that. But actually it's completely divided everyone. So it's like nobody has community or real connection, right? Like when you think about like all the older, like all the artists of the past, like all the musicians, and be like, oh, like these 10 guys like grew up together, and it's like, whoa, they all became famous. But like that's not a coincidence. They all became famous because they grew up together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they had a community.
You got you, and then yourself, and then 9 other dudes who got your back. You all got each other's back, or like can make connections with you.
Right.
Like why does Adam Sandler bring all of his friends to make every movie with him? Like
exactly,
he wants to.
One of them makes it, they all make it, and it's like it doesn't matter who.
Which is literally like what Adam. I guess what happens with like Adam Sandler paying his friends, right?
But it's like also like look at like Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire and like all those guys, right. like it's not like such like a random arbitrary thing that they were friends and then also became highly successful. It's like being together with people, like being in the same group with people that you get along with and all like aiming for the same thing, like increases everybody's chances. I think now there's a chance that maybe that's just like much more rare, right? Where it's like, because you can do anything on your laptop, you don't, I mean, not you specifically, but a lot of people just like, there's no inclination to to invite five other dudes together to like make music when you can be like, oh, I can like
and that
sequence these drums,
right?
Or it's like, I can play guitar, I can play bass, I can play piano. Like, what more do I need?
And that frustrates the hell out of me, or like makes me just like makes me succumb to doing the exact same thing, which is, all right, I guess I'm just gonna have to do Looper and record everything myself and do it all myself, like because of the how difficult it is to keep a band together, how difficult it is to.
But also, it goes back to the other thing I was saying too, is that like when there's no like economic or like social or like what do you call like civil safety nets, it's like, yeah, like it's gonna be really hard for like a dude in his mid-30s with a wife and kids to be like, oh, I'm just gonna like take the entire weekend off to go do this.
Yeah, I'll be in your band to not make any money.
Oh yeah, exactly. All this thing, but it's like also like
should be spending time with my wife and kid. But you know what? Let's go out and go to this bar until 2 a.m.
But every minute is spent like paying for something, right? Everything's a subscription. Everything's like, like an additional cost, and like gas right now for my little beater car, is like almost $5 a gallon. Do you know what I mean? And like my car's really good on gas. It's actually not really a beater. It's like only a couple years old, but it's like no. But I'm lucky in that sense, right? That like I have a car that is one of the lower costs of maintenance. To ask somebody else to just like drive to your house, somebody is not in as fortunate a situation to like work on an album that's like 9 times out of 10 gonna go absolutely nowhere. You know what I mean? It's like,
as far as
there's just no sense of like fun or freedom or like like possibility. I guess that's where that like feeling of tangibility comes in, where it's like it doesn't feel tangible because you have the weight of all these other things on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then the art, and the art suffers, man. Or people just choosing what they need to, doing what they need to do for survival, because that really a lot of times takes over everything else, like just basic survival, basic needs and things that we want, and close relationship with friends and family. That like people having hobbies or doing things like that, making art, and it's either it's weird how it's either a full commitment or something that people give up on, because they prioritize whatever they prioritize. But and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it makes sense. Like you have no idea how many times I've like just thought like, fuck all this, like I should just go back to school or just, I don't know, become like a fucking accountant or something like that. Like I'm good with numbers, like I can just be an accountant. Like I've thought about that many times. But a college degree is worth like what now? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth anything that really anymore. But not only that, but I just know that I would be like unhappy doing that. Yeah. But the thought has crossed my mind so much of just like, dude, fuck this shit. Like sometimes I do want to just not quit, but sometimes I just want to like, just go get away from it, for which I guess is like how I feel after like quitting being a live musician for a living. That's like it's like I feel like I half quit or something, which is good in that way as far as not like completely forgetting it. But I get it. Like I could it's like what we do is so far from being guaranteed, but making money or working hard enough to like actually to like get all the other things that you want financially or romantically or whatever, that is a lot more realistic. That is a lot more, doable. Well, like what we do is just it's fucking hard, man. It's fucking hard, isn't it? Like, as far as the staying committed to it is the hardest part. The not giving up is the hardest part.
I think it's always been hard. I think it's just maybe the X factor now is that like there's no like really discernible path,
Yeah, the mountain's gotten bigger. It feels like.
I think it's like more ambiguous. Like maybe because there's more ways to like make it, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Where it's like, for example, like if this was like the 70s, let's say, then yeah, we'd spend way more money like making a record. It would take way more time and it would take way more people. But like the path that you have to follow after that is like pretty laid out. Like there's record labels are a thing, and like like you can see like the destination and the way to get there. But now it's like, well, one obvious path like through like social media like sucks. Like it's like dragging your nuts through glass for like what, you know what I mean? It's like you gotta like post like 3 to 5 times a day and like meaningless like random spam,
Yeah.
Which like low-key we did with all those ad videos, but
ours was still intentional. I would love to like definitely like get more into like the how we went
but
about
like it would
that
have to
too.
It would have to be even more like more debased than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have to be like the most low effort media possible. And it's like that's
just so annoying to see it, man.
It also
it's
sucks
so
that like
annoying.
you have to be a musician and then do that. Like you have to be a musician and then also like produce videos.
Be someone market.
So like that's one obvious path.
Self-marketing.
You could also make like an album and like send it to certain places that have like open calls or whatever, I guess. You know what I mean? But it's like these are all like things you have to like search them all up. Like the path is so much less specific, and that's also they're discouraging.
There's so many people that are the fact that it's like anybody can just pay DistroKid or pay just like upload their stuff on SoundCloud or YouTube or whatever. The fact that anybody can do it, and like we were saying before, like a lot of people just use music, whether they use music or they genuinely enjoy it or
that's
it's their life
too.
Like they're just too many. It's just they're just too many people, and not there's no way. I mean, it's honestly like looking at to me it's like at this point looking at the ocean being like, oh yeah, like which piece of salt are you or some shit, you know what I mean? It's like it's no different.
That's another thing too, is that like like the path is ambiguous, but there's also like 10 million people on the same ambiguous
that like whether
situation
and whether they're at that same level of like dedication, ability, talent, and being a natural, whatever. Like whether they're on that same,
or whether or not they actually want to do it, or it's just like they're just there because they're trying a little bit of everything. Yeah. It's like it's impossible for the people that would matter in those situations to like make a real distinction between like say you and the guy that spams every day, like
the other guy that plays acoustic guitar. And
like
sings some songs.
As far as they're concerned, like what legitimately is the difference? If neither of you have like a viral song on TikTok, or neither of you have like I don't know, minimum like 50,000 followers or something on like Instagram, like legitimately what is the difference between you guys to that person? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially somebody that's like their whole job is like looking for the next best thing. They're probably going to end up just like building it in-house, be like, oh, let's
industry plants.
Well, I mean, I like low-key hate the whole industry plant thing. Like I feel like most people that say are industry plants are not. But that doesn't mean like like is Backstreet Boys an industry plant? Like I wouldn't call it that, but like they're definitely made up. Like it's definitely like a product made by like a studio. You know what I mean?
Or like the One Direction thing, like winning. Like, or like not winning, not even winning, but like being on a game show, and that was watched by like, it's like funny as hell when you see like someone's like, wait, this person's a musician, they got like all these followers, what? And it's like, oh, they were on a TV show, they were on a TV show once.
Like whatever, like
there are people that they're on the Voice or American Idol, or X Factor once, and they're on there for long enough to make it to whatever semifinals, or you're there for minimum 10 or 15 episodes.
But that's the nature.
People are gonna know just from like even.
That's the nature of those things, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
That's the point of it.
I don't think it matters if like a band is like
nothing against those artists. It's just there are people on those shows all the time, and we don't even know who they are. I don't even know who the fuck these people are.
But it doesn't matter if like company wants to manufacture like a musical artist. Like it legitimately doesn't.
You can see
matter.
how comfortable this couch is.
Yeah, right, I know it's brutal. It like literally doesn't matter, right? Like that's just gonna be another aspect. That's like saying like you can't make a restaurant that sells good steaks because McDonald's exists. Like it just does. Like it's fine, whatever. You know.
But like you know.
I think social media is way more of a problem than that. And
I was just talking about that in a vlog earlier actually. So yeah, it's irreversibly like changed humanity for the worse. Like I don't think there's any way to objectively to say that. So I can't think of many positives other than for me personally, it's helped me meet some people, maybe help me get some dates. I don't know. It's like. I've definitely like and
but
been
I hate
able
that
to.
Too. I know I sound like such an analog like Luddite dude or whatever.
No, I'm just adjusting this because it's kind of annoying me that it's only on one side of the fucking thing. There we go.
But people say that all the time. It's like, oh, like you make like connections on there, but it's like the internet, like connections weren't all of a sudden possible because social media existed. Like. All of these things existed way before social media and for much longer. We went like literally thousands of years doing all the things that people say social media or like the internet has done without it, right? Like the internet and social media have like in a mainstream way been around for like what, like 40 years or something? 50 years maybe? I don't even know.
The internet was more mainstream like late 90s, 2000s. Social media picked up, from what I remember, like in the late 2000s, right? Started in mid 2000s
so even
and got
less.
popularized.
So like let's just call it 40 years, right? Like it's such like a minuscule little thing. Like people say this about AI too, where it's like,
well, what behaviors do you think haven't changed with the?
I mean, I think it has changed. Like behavior has changed, but like anytime people make an argument for social media, it's usually that it's like, oh, like you know, I met my husband on there or something like that. And it's like, but like, realize that like everybody else before you met their husband without this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's like, I don't see that as like a real benefit. Like AI users make this argument all the time too. It's like, they use it to like write essays or something like that. All right. Or like write these like 500 word reports for like work and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, like you could just do that. Like, this isn't like some magical thing that's like solving, like there's no problem to be solved here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you can't write 500 words, then like, what are you, like not literate? Like, this isn't like, this doesn't like, that's not a bonus. Like, you know what I mean? This isn't like some grand tool that solves some grand issue.
It just allows you to be lazy. That's that's like the biggest problem.
I don't even think it does that. I don't even think, like, my coworkers use AI stuff all the time. And I feel like I don't think there's that significantly less of a workload. It's just like a way worse version of it.
It's something you really have to work around though too. Anytime I've used it or try to like, get something out of it, there have been like many, many times where I was just like, no, like this is what I was like kept telling it over and over again, like, no, this is wrong.
Dude, just like a quick tangent on that is that I like never use ChatGPT or anything. Like I avoid every single AI thing possible. But I
used it when it was new, like back in like 2024 when it was more of like a normalized to like kind of like, but now I like, I rarely use it.
Well, when it first like became like a big thing, like I tried it, but it was wrong about literally everything. So then I gave up on it. Yeah. And I just bought that, this like little like handheld game console, and I was trying to put ROMs on it. And I was thinking like, if I put some Nintendo DS games on there, right? But it has like the touch screen. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, I had this game back then. And I was like, well, I wonder if I can actually play this. Like, could I actually beat this game without a touchpad? Because I know the touchpad has like some pretty crucial game mechanics on, with it to play that game.
Right.
And so I was like, I searched and searched. I could not find it. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to try ChatGPT. Like, maybe ChatGPT will just like give me an answer, and then I can at least like source that answer, right? So I said, is it possible to beat this game without a touchpad? And it goes, yes, it is possible to beat this game without a touchpad, but there might be some parts that are impossible to complete without one. And I was like, Like, who's using this, bro? Like, this thing is so stupid. It's like literally like the dumbest thing on the planet. And it's like, it could not be more pointless.
Yeah.
It's like, you need this to write your emails, bro.
I know.
Like, you need this to write an essay.
Crazy.
Like,
everything we've done with anything that we've worked on was we actually did it and we actually shot.
But that's not like a novel or amazing or like special thing. Like that's not a good thing. That's not a cool thing. Like, you're not actually smart for having had to do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the most base level of human existence.
Yeah.
Is that I teach you how to talk when you're a baby, and then you learn how to write, and then you use that skill set for the rest of your life. Like, that is just like basic human being formation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of this should be difficult. Like, even people that have like some kind of disability, like dyslexia or whatever, like this, there are like tools that can be developed for that. You know what I mean? It's like, and they don't have to be stupid tools. I do know there are a lot of disabled people that use like LLM apps, you know, like if you have like physical like impairments or whatever, that's like typing's like difficult, like having like a natural language thing is helpful. But it's like the way it's being implemented right now, like ChatGPT, like is not worth it. Like, take that technology and develop it for the people that need it, sure, but it's like that it needs to be
certain things like medicine or whatever, if you want to use it to like try to, you know, cure cancer and shit or whatever the hell.
I mean,
like,
yes, I think it's way more for like, you know, people with like, say, dyslexia or like, you know, physical disabilities. Like I said, I'm not even convinced that's a thing. I don't think that it's going to cure cancer at this point. I mean, I could be totally wrong. Who knows what's going to happen in 5-10 years? But it's like, that is what people say a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so what is ChatGPT? What is OpenAI doing right now to cure cancer? Like, legitimately. Like, what are they doing every day with this technology to cure cancer?
It's going to wipe out the human race.
It's nothing.
And then no cancer exists.
Yeah. There'll only be cancer in, like, cats and dogs after that. No more human cancer.
Exactly. Yeah, no more human cancer. Exactly. No, but
I just don't believe that.
And a lot of people, that's where the you know, like the fear of where, or the concern where it's going and how rapidly fast, like the next 6 months could be completely different with all this shit, and the next year could be very different as far as how all if all this is, if this stuff, who knows if AI will even be relevant in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
I hope not. Like,
I just don't think
not,
I don't think it will be, because it doesn't actually solve a thing. Like, I might,
it sucks.
Like with my
like
job,
it doesn't work the way, like, it doesn't work as consistently.
with my job.
But that's the thing, is won't it fix itself to be able to work more consistent and then only improve on that?
No,
and
then why hasn't it done it in the last 2 years?
But what if it does? Like, that's what it, if it does continue on this just as some sort of upward trajectory of just how well. And
but I don't see it. Do you see it as an upward trajectory right now? Do you think ChatGPT is significantly better now than it was a year ago?
I don't know because I haven't used it enough to be able to tell the difference.
But I'm saying, like,
but
even if you never
wouldn't it have to just by process of elimination, trial and error?
If it was actually what they claim it to be, maybe. But it's also not that. It's like also not intelligent in any way, shape, or form. Like, so it's like there might be some level of machine learning in there, but it's not on any level more significant than, you know, the standard rate of technology improving. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like some supremely better thing. What I was gonna say is that my job, like, not that long ago, we did this thing with this organization that works with blind adults, right? Mm-hmm. And none of them use ChatGPT, like, specifically, but there are some apps that have like some kind of like recognition software. So like you basically can point your phone at something and it like sees what the picture is and then spits out like in normal natural language what it is you're seeing, right? Mm-hmm. There's another app that I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it actually like FaceTimes somebody else, like another human, and they will like basically be on like a call with you and they can see through your camera So you can walk and they'll say like, oh, you're doing this. Every single person there was like, they want that as an app. Like, they would all get rid of like the LLM thing in an instant if they could like fully rely on, like there's like a full-time person working there, and it's like if we're technically at a fork in the road and we have to choose like developing this AI thing or creating a business where these people work full-time to describe things to like blind people, like why are we choosing the lesser form? You know what I mean?
It goes back to money, man. Is anybody making?
Well, I mean, I know that's the real answer, but it's like it's also stupid. You know what I mean? It's also like, even though it's the obvious answer and it's the answer that everybody that stands to make any money off of it,
that would mean you'd have to hire like all those people. You know,
yeah.
Like that. But I agree.
But like, also, it's like 40 years ago, that's what we would have done if somehow we lived in some alternate universe where like these LLMs like never existed, like, and we just had cameras and phones, whatever. Like, that's exactly what we would have done. You know what I mean? I think that's another thing too, is that people forget that like all of these companies that we have would have been filled with like double the employees. Like, I have like old like typewriters and like all these old vintage things, and every single one of them has like a service department, for example. Like, imagine that today. Imagine if like every little device you had a phone number like on the back of it to call to like get replacement parts, or have a place you could send it to have it be repaired. Like, those are all people that work like at those companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, something breaks on your sewing machine, oh, send it in, we'll fix it and send it back, you know, whatever. Like, all these employees used to work there. Uber doesn't have, I mean, I know they have some employees, but like Uber drivers don't work for Uber.
Yeah, they're independent contractors technically.
Yeah, it's like, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
which is why shit like falls apart a lot. Why it's just very not only just like inconsistent, but why people steal your shit, or why like they don't give a fuck. You know, like,
yeah,
you know, yeah. AI is crazy. Now in spite of all of that, in spite of everything that we've just been talking about, as far as like where all this is at, you know, why do we then, you know, decide to make art anyway? Why do we put so much effort to make these music videos, and why are we, you know, still sticking with these things despite all of that?
I think the real answer, but the unsatisfying answer, is that we just have like 500,000 years of evolution. It's like, we are humans that are driven to make art. I think that's just like it. Like, whatever, like maybe we can't even control it. Like, I think once, you know, some cave person invented beating on a block of wood to make a drum, like that's just it, right? Like, it's just how people are. Like, human beings are just naturally imaginative and naturally curious.
It's fun too. It's just because it's the pure enjoyment of it, and people find that.
I also think that like maybe this is like my whatever like the opposite of nihilism is, I guess, or maybe it is nihilistic. I don't know, but it's like none of this stuff should exist. Like, humans should just be like living outside in like little structures made out of like natural things, and like that's all we should be doing.
Yeah,
we should just be
like the Dharma Initiative in Lost.
Yeah,
like just that little village,
but even
that
like
Ben and all of them are in.
Less than that. Like, we shouldn't even have like TVs necessarily, or you know what I mean. Like, we should just be like making music. Like, a lot of our art should be like just ephemeral. Like, I mean, I know people are obsessed with like keeping archives, and like that's like also like a very like human thing of like storing and like
saving everything,
passing it on. But like, realistically, I feel like 90% of our art should just be ephemeral. Like, it should be like a play you put on or something. Like, it should all just be very
in the moment and fleeting.
Yeah, like, or sense, that it's like in a couple generations it's kind of gone, right? Like, you know, like, it's nice.
That's fun. That's like, and that's okay. You know, I mean, it's amazing if some stuff can really last like a few centuries. But I don't know. You know, does like will Mozart and Shakespeare still be like, there are these few specific figures that are like, you know, will the Beatles be? I think the Beatles will be talked about for at least a few hundred years still. after our lifetime. But like, but either way, like, the future is. I think I guess what the future could possibly be, which we're experiencing now, man, is all of these things kind of sadly being left in the past, and a lot of things being just being like an old way of living. Like, it's possible that live theater, ballet, opera, live music, and spoken word poetry, anything like that in the moment, excluding like, I don't know, very specific shows like Cirque du Soleil or Blue Man Group or things that are very like larger than life that can only be experienced in person type of thing. Of course, there's some like, you know, and I know a lot of people love these things still. However, you know, I'm not really surprised if music becomes, and I've just started to accept this and feel like an old head when I say this, like music is, it's a pastime kind of thing, or it's like a just something that's not not keeping up, even though it's so imperative with the internet and what everything is online, culturally things online. There are always there's always some viral song or some song that people want to use for their videos or whatever. Like, of course, music, people will never not like music. However, I think like the way that they receive or the appreciation of it is like something that might not, you know, I don't know if it'll be as much of a monocultural thing as it once was.
Like music in general?
Yeah, just all forms.
I already feel like that already is true. Like, because
it's like, it's not anything where it's like, okay, Blue Dabba connected in 1999, NSYNC and Britney Spears and Eiffel 65 or these
I think even
people.
Those are like I think they'll never be like, not never, but we don't live in an age now where like another Michael Jackson or another Beatles is even possible. Like, but
what's sad is it feels like people don't even care if they are out there, because imagine when the Beatles were coming out, there were like 20 other bands just as good as the Beatles. They just didn't happen to not get together and happen to not write and record music. You know what I mean?
Saying, like, there was like a monocultural like moment of artists like that. Like the Beatles were like the like end all be all. You know, Michael Jackson, like, probably nobody has ever been as famous as Michael Jackson was, right?
Right.
And all like actually through music. Like, he did like movies and stuff like that, and so did the Beatles or whatever. But it's like he got to that place with music. Like, music is not that thing anymore. I mean, I think people would make arguments for like Taylor Swift, but like I feel like, and Beyonce or whoever else, like, you know, on that level. But even them, I don't think like there's like that same.
Their music isn't really.
I don't think like, there's that.
It's
monolithic.
It's not as good as theirs.
I mean,
that's all.
I guess that I agree with you, but that's subjective, right? It's like, but it's also that on top of that, it's that there's no like. Once Taylor Swift retires, I think that's when people stop talking about Taylor Swift. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
I don't think hasn't been true about the Beatles, and it hasn't been true about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
These people have been dead for like 20 years.
Arguably.
Well, or 20 years or more. Like, Paul and Ringo are still with us, but like Lennon and George have been dead for 20 plus years. Michael Jackson died going on 20 years ago next year. Right? He died, or no, 09.
2009, yeah.
So like 3 years from now. Yeah.
Yeah,
He basically almost, So that's what's crazy, is how long are people talked about after they pass away too. You know what I mean? You got this like Anthony Bourdain movie coming out, and how like. Yeah, but how significant? I feel like, why are certain people like especially once they're gone? Look at how everyone's like a vulture with the legacy that they have left behind, and how like it becomes.
I kind of feel like movies are going the same way too, because I wonder like what would the industry. There are a lot of great filmmakers that I think are worthy predecessors of like ushering in the new age. You know, like Christopher Nolan and like Ryan Coogler and like. Paul Thomas Anderson, I guess, is kind of old, but like I don't know if he's older than Christopher Nolan actually. But like
they're both in like with their 50s.
Yeah, I think, so right? Even that's already kind of pushing it. Ryan Coogler really is like the one, you know. Jordan Peele,
was he like he's in his 30s? Is Jordan Peele in his 40s?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But like
Well, look at these young Curry Barker and
Curry Barker and Kane Parsons. Like I have a lot of faith in them making great movies, but I wonder like what will like the state of the industry be? Because like for example, like right now, Paul Thomas Anderson. The only reason why Paul Thomas Anderson gets to make the movies that he makes isn't because they make a ton of money, right, or anything like that. Like they make decent money, but it's because he came up in a time where he's like earned that like legacy goodwill. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like and like Clint Eastwood is another one too. It's like people would have stopped giving Clint Eastwood money to make movies like decades ago. You know what I mean? Like, but he like earned it in a previous time where that stuff mattered. You know what I mean? And so I think we're just kind of hitting that with music right now, where it's like we're kind of getting past the generation of that old cachet. You know what I mean?
What's crazy to me is how like how listening to music attentively is something that I don't know if that's still like. I think a lot of people just passively listen to music as far as it's kind of there in the background. It's something that's like a presence that they want and a kind of vibe that they want more so than anything, but they don't really like.
Nobody does it like they watch movies. Like actually be like, dude, oh, the new album came out. We should all come to my house and like let's like all sit and listen to it.
Exactly. I would love to do. Dude, I would love to do listening parties too. I've been thinking about that a lot of watch parties where it's like.
I mean, I do that by myself. Like if there's somebody that comes up with an album that I really like.
Sorry, the fucking. We ate a lot earlier and I'm feeling like all of it.
Yeah. I'll listen to like it with good headphones, just like because I do like at least like the first time I hear it, I want to like actually hear it. Like I want to hear it with like my car running or something. You know what I mean? Like or I want to hear it like in the middle of a bunch of commotion. But yeah, it's like I don't make it like it's not like an event. You know what I mean? Like I don't share it with anyone. Like I would be like, oh, this movie just like came out. Like we should go see it. Like I would do that. But yeah, I don't know anybody that does any kind of listening party. But I think that's just like also I feel like it's like sounds like so water. Yeah, it sounds like so negative or being like, like Debbie Downer to be like, oh, music is dead or blah 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 or whatever. It's like I don't think any art form will ever actually die. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I don't think
I agree.
People are gonna stop paint. I don't think people are gonna stop doing ventriloquist acts or like marionettes or what. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anything.
Yeah, if anything now, like shit that's like old that isn't common. How many people are doing ventriloquism anymore? Or whatever the fuck, like.
But I don't think it's like you can never say it's like dead. You know what I mean? Like there's new people learning it all the time.
Oh, yeah,
but
sure.
it just isn't that mainstream thing. I could see like music in in like a decade or so kind of falling into that, right? Where it's like this very like the culture just like doesn't really care about it like that much. You know what I mean?
I mean, is that not already?
No, because I'm talking about like people wouldn't even be talking about Ariana Grande's like.
Oh yeah. No, people like, still, which just shocks me as far as like.
It would just be like not that like everything's just gonna be AI generated slop and like nothing matters. Like I don't think it'd be that extreme. There will be people making music, but just like from a mainstream perspective, you know what I mean? Like imagine if like every movie was like a Disney movie, like there just weren't really any other studios. It's like nobody would really care that much about movies, but you would just kind of do it like out of routine or like you have it on in the background or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's already like even like people like the top musical artists like right now, like I'd be curious to know if like how much of their income, like their actual wealth, is generated from music. Or is it because they're famous from music and they make money
selling merchandise and all that. Yeah.
Like I know like Taylor Swift's tour made like $1 billion.
That's what's so crazy is everything attached to the music is what makes like, even like the music videos. It's not the music video itself. It's not like we're selling a physical copy of the music videos.
But even like Taylor Swift's
it's the
tour.
YouTube watch hours. It's like it's why this fucking podcast is even here right now. But
how much like if Taylor Swift is a billionaire right now? Like, how much of that money, that net worth, came from money she made on the tour? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like
Well, she was making music when music was still making sales too, though. So
Yeah.
so that's like it
but I'm
had to
talking
be
about
like
like
millions.
last year or 2 years ago,
Oh,
whatever
I
that
don't know.
was.
Yeah. No,
Like,
she was charging like $4 or $5 ticket or some shit like all those
but like, what does
tickets
that
like
mean?
1,000, couple
That's
at least 1,000.
expensive, but like, what does that mean? Like, how much of that is
That
like
plus like hundreds of
going to her?
making like probably $1 million a show, man. You know, I don't know. I have no idea. Either way.
But like, yeah, I feel like if Taylor Swift was making $1 million cash every show, like, I don't know how many stops to say it was like 80 stops, like $80 million.
Yeah, where is the well? It's
Like-
it's because of everything else. Definitely everything else. She's got to have like I guarantee she has like.
Yeah, I'm talking like just from the music though. Like,
Oh,
80,
yeah, no, I
$80
don't
million
know.
is like, I feel like $20 million and you have infinite money. I feel like there's like really no more.
Even now it is. Feels like
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, and $1 million.
I would say like if you have $10 million, if you generated $10 million of revenue, you should be able to put that use that money in a way that generates infinite income.
Right.
So $80 million is not nothing, but when you compare it to like her net worth, it's like, well, where's she getting all her like real money from? Like, is it from music? I don't know. Is it from that tour? Plus
I don't know, man.
Spotify
If
streams,
I knew how to
plus-
make money with this stuff, I'd probably have a lot more
Yeah.
money. but
plus
but I have no
vinyls,
idea.
plus like where like what's it all add up to? I'd be very
It's-
very
it's-
curious to know
It's
that.
fucking crazy, man. As far as money though, in finances, I love how
I love how we're talking about like every possible thing other than music videos.
I was literally about to steer it in that direction
Yeah,
too.
my bad.
Now that you just now that you felt that too. No, the what's it called?
Most rambling intro ever.
It's yeah, that was all. That's all just the intro, an hour or so, and no, but well, like I love that the music videos we've done with basically no money. you
Yeah.
know? Besides maybe like what I don't know, spending money on specific things for the ad campaign, or or the fake,
Yeah, I mean, if you're
like the
just
fake blood we use
if
for
you're
Kill to
just
Survive.
talking production costs, yeah, it's like basically nothing. Like
Nah, just like a couple props or hiring like an act. Like we hired Gabby Tortolito for the Kill to Survive music video. Like we both split.
I mean, that was
split
definitely the
cost.
most expensive one.
Yeah,
though, you know what I mean?
the puppet was just us. We just went to to public downtown area and
Yeah.
we just shot something with just
yeah.
minimal, like just shooting what we have, which is what is,
Yeah.
So
Let's like do quick. Let's like go music video.
Yeah, sure, yeah,
So first, the puppet. Do you remember how or why we decided to do a music video for that?
Well, I knew whenever we like reconnected around COVID or whatever, we were just talking about doing something, and then when we like met up, I don't remember like if we came up with it immediately, but
Well, I'll say. So then, was the puppet a song that you wanted to release as like a single, or like is that like a song that you wanted to highlight from the record?
yeah, that was a song that I felt was most I felt that was the most like relevant to how I still sounded at the time that we made that. Like I was doing a lot of acoustic stuff, so I felt like just because that was the one acoustic song on that EP it felt like one of my songs like that's not, it doesn't sound as dated as the others, I guess, or like the way that it feels still like my contemporary songwriting, or because those songs are actually written and recorded like with you back in 2014,
Right.
so it was the fact that it was like all this time later that just felt, I was doing solo gigs with the acoustic guitar. It felt like not something that I could sell in that way, but something that just made the most sense with what I was doing at that time we were shooting it.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie, it was also because it was like multiple people told me that was their favorite on that album, or like one of their favorites on the album, and I don't know. Maybe it's the one that felt the most cinematic. I think you saying that you wanted to shoot a video for that one actually was a big part of it as well. I think you like listened to it, or we like listened to it together. Because I remember you just texting me, you're just like, yeah, I think the puppet is a winner or something like that. Or like the puppet is like, yeah, like that's a good, like you were in agreement that it was just a good choice to go with that one because it felt the most cinematic. And I think we knew that we wanted to shoot something that felt like just like an indie film.
Yeah.
You know, or like something that felt very, you know, like just minimalistic in that way, I guess. That it just felt appropriate for that. I honestly am not 100%, you know, unless I looked at text or what. We revisited the conversation. It's like hard to because and it's because like even though we there's only a handful of things we've worked on or whatever. We've actually worked with the ad campaign and with everything we've done, especially recently. We've done so much since then that's like
I think my thing looking back on it is that I love the intro scene. Like I love the whole like acting and like the way it's cut and everything like that.
Yeah.
I love that it feels like a little like short film leading into the song. I think that generally speaking for music videos, my favorite types of music videos are the ones that are somewhat like narratively driven. Like they don't have to like follow like whatever the song is about or anything like that, but like ones that kind of like have like a beginning, middle, and end I think are the most interesting. So I think that's very easy for me to do, especially like as a first like music video. But
with that kind of background though too, having made like a feature-length film and worked on documentaries.
But I think it's also like the most fun to make. You know, I think like it could be cool to like just do something that's like visually interesting, that's like kind of like abstract. That could be fun too, but it's not like as like compelling for me. Like just like as a concept. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna get as excited about that. Right. Now having done the other two music videos, how do you feel like retrospectively, like how do you feel about like the puppet video? Like if
I think I weighed a lot more. So it's when I see it intro. I look at my.
So you're deleting it.
I look at like a chunky like my. I mean I feel like I just have a fat head either way. But no, my I just can see like it's because I'm drinking in the video. Like that's the whole thing is like he gets like all bummed out and then he's like drinking. Mm-hmm. Just by himself, being drinking alone kind of thing. In the end, and I just was drinking a lot at the time. Now I look at it as I mean I really love it. I really love the I like that it's I mean maybe I'll just always feel biased towards the fact that it was like the first thing that we made together, and it's like the firstborn or something. Like
it has a firstborn feling to me. That's like probably like the thing, something I don't like about it.
I guess that's why we've forgotten about it.
Yeah, exactly. But I do like I like doing anything that feels like not as many people are doing it. Also.
That was
And I think that like having like a very slow paced video, which I just like generally like really slow paced things anyway. I like having a slow paced video. I remember like the very first cut of it was like very slow, and your thing was to like cut things a little bit faster, which like ultimately ended up being for the better, I think. But
well, I think just mainly like in the beginning of that too, where
it was
like
much longer in the beginning. Yeah,
like grabbing the keys and all that stuff was and even with the like ad campaign stuff recently too, there was like like just minor like you always edit them exactly like very appropriately.
I mean, I think
those little things are purely from like a pacing standpoint too in my head, you know what I mean?
I think that if we were gonna redo excuse me, if we were gonna start over and we were gonna like redo the music videos and we started with the puppet today, I think that would be like a big thing that would be changed about it. I think probably shoot it more like upbeat. It's actually kind of funny to think that like why did like it's like so grim feeling in a way. I mean, I don't know, maybe the song's grim or like
you feel like the loneliness, like a lot of the the fact that it's just me and the whole thing. There's literally nobody else.
But even like Kill to Survive, I think like even though it's like about like a bitter couple or whatever, it's like there's like fun to it that like the puppet just like does not have. like at all.
Yeah, the puppet's like very serious and all the
Yeah,
ways
it's
they're
like-
trying to be dramatic, even though it's like that
It's like
conversation.
super dour.
The conversation with you in the beginning, like you just recorded it as a voice memo,
Yeah.
and added it. I'm assuming, or and like even
I
though
don't remember how I recorded it, but yeah.
but it's like that's actually very funny to me at this point, because just like hearing you, like
Yeah.
I know it can be pretty fun.
Oh, yeah.
Something. It's like your acting there is just it's fantastic. It's just funny to me only because I know, like I know that it's you kind of thing or whatever, but or like that perspective of it.
Yeah.
But like
that's why I think like now to move on to Kill to Survive, the second video, I think like the biggest leap, I don't want to say improvement, but like the biggest like, you know, lesson learned from the puppet to the Kill to Survive is to like actually have like to be more focused on like tone and like creating an atmosphere than that's like more fitting of the song than worrying about like a super strong narrative. I mean, I think like in a perfect world there'd be some kind of combination of the two, right? Like I would love to start with something like really like narratively heavy in the beginning of the video, like the puppet, but I think like just having like a very broad general like, oh, you could see that they hate each other and then they yell at each other, like there's like really no beginning, middle, and end to the Kill to Survive. But I think
it's not like we see like what the relationship was before,
and
or
like
anything.
It doesn't like it's not like it resolves or anything, like it's just like they just argue and then she follows you into the studio and you argue more and then that's it. You know what I mean?
We get no like there's no like
like meeting some kind of thing. But I think like why the Kill to Survive feels like so elevated is because there was such a strong like vision for like the iconography of what that video was going to be. I mean, it's basically that whole concept of that video was just all centered around making the blood, like, you know what I mean? Like there was like
the main shot of her with the blood coming out of like her heart bleeding, essentially her heart dying and bleeding kind of thing, was like a really big visual whenever I pitched it to, I think I just recalled you one day.
I think that's the jumping off point for like the entire video. Like it doesn't start off like that, but it's like the entire concept of the video, and even like the band being covered in blood and like everything is just based on that one idea. And I think that's kind of like a stronger place to approach a music video from. And if only we had like that, but married more to that narrative thing, I think that in my mind is like the perfect video, or like the ideal music video that I like to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that really marries those two ideas really, really well.
Yeah, I think it.
Which we haven't done it yet, but
but I really do love how Kill to Survive just got. Like it really got the point across, or it just, I don't know, it was so.
Plus, there's always
so much like what we wanted it to be, kind of thing. And in the end, either way, it was very close to what it pretty much was. Not even close. It was exactly what we intended on it being. And you know,
I also think having a gimmick or a very obvious hook like that makes it very easy to make it more engaging. You know. And I think
there's a reason why a lot of people like to use blood. It's just something. It adds something.
The puppet like isn't as successful of a video. Not successful as in like, you know, return on investment, but like as far as
just
like
your personal
like execution of the idea.
Sure.
Is because there's nothing like. There's not like a one solid compelling element to like anchor you through the whole thing. You know what I mean? Where I think like
it's very it's like the littlest bit undercooked.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. But
it's like a little dry.
That's like and it's like I still like it despite that.
Yeah.
So that's what's funny about that.
I don't like it.
But I agree as far as
just
it's
like, you know, looking back on like.
It feels like you want to see where the story goes, or you want to see like what it feels like there's not enough for us to want to keep. There's not enough for us to
But like if we had like one like kind of like cool like visual effect shot or something in that video, like, or some kind of like finale.
Yeah, there's not really much of a climax. Like I guess what is the climax? Me saying on the phone like, just don't fucking hit me up anymore. Like
I feel like it's the climax. I feel like the climax is like that you like are actually just alone. I think the climax is you walking through that very well. We made it look busy, but actually Clematis was not that busy.
Yeah.
But like my nose itches so bad. The climax is that you just are resolved to walk through this very busy downtown area where everybody else is with their friends and hanging out, and you're by yourself, which is like it is cool conceptually, but the execution of that idea I feel like doesn't play like perfectly. Whereas like say Kill to Survive, like the idea that you guys are causing so much like harm with your words that it's causing like physical like blood, you know, like that your words are so powerful and cutting so deep that you're literally bleeding on each other is like such an obvious, like just watching it you just get that, and you know what I mean, it's done like in a dramatic enough way that it makes sense, like like everybody gets it, you know what I mean, whereas the puppet doesn't have that thing. Like I guess if you really like sat there and thought about it long and hard enough, you'd be like, oh, he's like his friend blew him off and now he's like walking through this downtown, and you're kind of like walking in like the opposite direction of everyone because we were kind of like walking like out of downtown, so everybody's kind of like walking into downtown, and like the symbolism is technically there, but it's like it's not
similar like the ending of Past Lives or whatever, like left and right, left and right,
exactly.
representation of time.
But like even that is like, I mean, obviously there's like it's built up so much better. Like I'm not about to compare anything that I've ever done in Past Lives, but like but like I'm just saying,
they both have the letter P in them.
Yeah, true. But like what do you call that? Like there could have been some other element there that really like sold it. I don't know exactly what that was, but I know that it's like missing. You know what I mean? And I think that we kind of like got it on Kill to Survive.
When I think about it, it's like there's not enough to complete the story, but it's too little to. It's like there needs to be more. There just needs to be more.
There's no emotional climax or there's no catharsis.
Just purely because we don't know enough about.
Exactly.
Like if we knew more about the history of their friendship, saw this was like multiple times he's done this already.
Or if there's just like something like visual that sold it better visually. Like if we had seeded something in the beginning. Like, you know,
like if I took out a gun and then like blew my brains out in the middle of
exactly. You should just have that in every video anyways. Be like, you get it now, guys? No, what do you call that? Like, if we had like, this is a really corny but like obvious example. If you had like a friendship bracelet that you were wearing at the beginning, and then at that moment you like throw it in the garbage, right?
Just like tears down my face as I'm like, throwing it in the gutter.
Slow motion, rip the beads and they shatter everywhere.
Like Bruce Wayne's mom's
exactly. Pearls. That would have been something where it's like, oh, you get it, and then you're like, and then as you're walking downtown, you would just connect those pieces a little bit more. Be like, oh, his friendship is over. He's isolated, walking through a group of other people's and their friends, and he's walking against the grain. Like it would just click more. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just missing like that one little tiny thing. But that's what makes. I think that's also what makes Kill to Survive fun. It's also a more fun song. Like it's not as dour and like dark of a song in general.
Yeah, for the puppet's very like my typical cynicism or whatever, and kind of antisocial whatever kind of music, or not that, but like just not necessarily fun music. It's Kill. I do love that. Yeah, Kill to Survive had like a it's got the blood is very appropriate with this, more of a rockin' song to more of a it's not even, I don't want to say that it's like punk or whatever. It's got like just that littlest bit of edge to it that the. To be honest, a big part of why I wanted to do this is because I've made so many videos with blood that people just know me as that person that's like okay with like covering himself and whatever for like a video or for anything. You know what I mean? I've just always been that way since I've been making videos. But
and also shout out to Gabby for being down to do that.
That
was like that could have really been unfun.
and she was amazing. In that way for sure, like as far as like just being a team player and going along with it, because I think that shit you didn't even see it in one of the shots, when the chorus hits a second time later on, and it's got like all the quick cuts that go like to that dun 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 dun, it's like all the quick shots of that. there's like a clip that we used of her when she was just like, it was like literally in her, like getting in her eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
And you could see it, like a little glimpse of it of her
You
just
can also
like.
see like a tear and stuff too. Like you could tell it's like burning her eyes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like I could definitely feel the. I think I took my contacts out when we were shooting that for mine. We shot those separately. Just I don't know if anybody could tell with that, but we shot hers. The same day that we shot the band Covered in Blood, and that was all kind of just one.
Right.
We shot our stuff, met up with them while we were still. I think she tried to buy something at the gas station next to the studio that we shot in, which that was shot at Shade Tree, where I just recorded my recent album as well. And she, I think, tried to go get something, and then the person, and then she just like realized like, oh, like she couldn't go in there just covered. Like she looked like she just got out of a crime scene or like just escaped like a near murder or whatever the hell, like almost getting killed or whatever. But we shot those separately, like her like getting covered, and then every shot that you see of me getting like the blood thrown on me, and a lot of those close-ups actually were shot completely different day, like maybe
And we
a
also tried
couple
to do
weeks
the
later.
same bleeding heart thing effect on you that we did to her, and like
It just didn't work.
It just wouldn't work for some reason.
The kind of shirt that I was wearing, the fact that she had the white tank top, I think she actually had another shirt and had that under it, and and then was just like, will it be better if I just have it at the same time? And we were like, yeah, because it's like it has to like there, like it bleeds more easily through that kind of material than the placement of my shirt, where it's like it just the fact that it wasn't like extremely tight on my
I think
body.
also that, you know, since she's a woman, it was like there's more of a shape that was like where, so basically you have the shirt and then the tube with the blood's coming out. You kind of need it to be facing perpendicular to the shirt, right? But it's like, since you're a very flat-chested man, it kind of was like...
I think that's the first time anyone's told me.
Yeah. It was kind of like tipped like that a little bit. So it was like there's like a little gap in the air. I just couldn't really get it to like fully kiss and like seat against the shirt. There was nothing for you. There's nothing like in your anatomy or anything that we could like angle it the right way. It kept going like dripping down.
It was just essentially I kept getting covered in blood on my body, and it was not coming through. It wasn't visually coming through the shirt enough.
Exactly.
That's all.
So it was like very.
So
I think we just ended up not doing. I don't remember.
We used a snippet of it in that same like quick cut flashing moments where it's like, I'm talking about like that edit where it's like every shot's like literally a second long to the
I can't remember
to the eighth notes or whatever that is.
But yeah, I believe you.
No, yeah, we basically like used like the littlest snippet of it, but it never went through enough. That video was a lot of fun to shoot, and it was like a cool, like it was great having like, you know, Harley playing on drums, who was like someone I worked with on multiple original songs with, and then you know, my buddy Aaron, who played bass. My buddy Austin recorded bass on that actually, but didn't want to do the video, so we got I got my buddy Aaron to do it, and it was an interesting like kind of hybrid of like my original music working with Harley, and then the cover band that I was in at the time with Aaron, who was playing bass in the music video, and Gabby actually is kind of this like link to my like this like you know, connection to my theater, the fact that I like, you know, worked in theater as well, that video itself, and working with you as well in it. It was like this you know, amalgamation of a lot of different parts of like my creative career all in one video in a sense, which was kind of just interesting. Only like by unraveling on that more now too do I realize that, but like the togetherness of that, and the fact it wasn't just you and me and the camera.
Yeah.
And we've done that before. We just did that with the curtain call video, and we'll get into that in a little bit here too, but because that was a lot of fun to make as well. All of these have always been fun, just because what I really love with working with Doug, and was just super important in general in working with others, is not only being able to achieve that necessary flow state that helps you, you know, make sure you have an end goal and make sure you're getting to that finish line you need to get to, getting to the final cut. You not only need people that know how to work in that flow, but you need like yes men, and you need just people that will be open to going with your ideas. A lot of these ideas, I think, like, you know, like whether we came to it together or if I just like pitched you an idea or wherever it came from, it was the fact that we were both like, yeah, that let's go with that. Like we would just be like, yeah, all right, let's go with that, you know. And that's like such an important thing. Like I'm glad I can bring ideas to you,
Yeah.
and that we actually follow through. Like I think that's all I came to you. Kill to Survive specifically. All I said to you on the phone was I was like driving to a gig, I think, and or whatever I was doing. I called you, and said like, oh, okay, like I just said I have this image of like when I hear the song, I have this image of like a couple yelling at each other and like getting to the point where like it's like death, you know, verbal death by 1,000 cuts is really what that video is supposed to be, you know, and how like a man and woman and couple is that's bitter is easy. It's just an easy representation of that. But that theme goes into family, friends. Like the point of the song is how people like nick at each other and say like, you know, they just peck at each other, and how that can be like, that can really like kill, that can really just destroy relationships or destroy what kind of, you know, whatever connection you have with people. And that's just I don't know, you know, I'll be honest, I don't know if the words kill to survive literally like are able to translate that, but it's more of a, you know, like yeah, like why do we try to why do people try to put others down to feel self-elevation kind of is really the big theme of that, you know.
Yeah.
The couple is more so just like a couple fighting is just an easy, like not even an easy way to represent that, but a very, to me, I think like subconsciously I really loved how relatable that is, like how a lot of people have been in like that's probably what most people's relationships are just in general, is like just you have a great like year or two and then it becomes like just you know, bullshit. Bullshit that sucks. Or maybe that's just my relationships, I don't know, you know. I don't know if everyone, you know, some people it's just easy. That's the whole thing, is it's got to just be easy with people. But yeah, that video, I really love how that you know was so just, it just feels so synonymous with the song to me now. I can't picture either of them on their own. Like I think of the song, I think of the video, I see the video, obviously I'm listening to the song. So it's a really lovely feeling to have something like that that's like, oh wow, we kind of bridge the two together now. I just love when music videos represent or yeah, like just they showcase what the song's meaning is in a lot of ways, or some form of that, or rather, right? So
yeah,
I think we definitely achieved that. Either way,
I think so.
You know, I think we definitely achieved
of the three, that probably like has the best like pairing, like, you know what I mean? Like it's the best match, you know? I think that I think honestly we've gotten better with each music video that we've done. I think each one is better than the last, personally.
Cool.
You know?
Man.
Not that, you know, not like in an objective sense, I guess everybody has their favorites, but like, because I mean, if we're gonna move on to Curtain Call, I would say that so like I feel like we had like a very narrative one with like no real gimmick, to one that had a gimmick with no narrative, and then we had one that was like 1000% gimmick and gimmick only, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it kind of makes for like the best video, right? Because like, I mean, at the end of the day, a music video is just supposed to sell you the song, you know what I mean? Like it's just supposed to be like, listen to this song, do you like it? Great, now become a fan of this person and buy their merch and listen to their records and whatever, right? Like, and so at the end of the day, like that's all Curtain Call does, is you just watch the video and it's just like a visual presentation of like the song, like that's it, you know.
Using the CRTs was like, that was the one that we used right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it now because there's no room for it, but I don't want to sell it. CRTs are really they're just really cool, and I'm glad
put it on top of that TV.
I was thinking about that, but I don't know if it'll, like, is that too much weight to go on top of that?
Oh, I don't know. I doubt it's too much weight.
It's pretty heavy. Like, even though it's smaller, it's like got some weight. It's like maybe a 25, 30 pound
Jeez.
TV. Yeah. That one, the bigger one, that we use. That thing is a real pain in the ass. That alone is where it's like I don't know if I could justify trying to sell anyone on getting CRTs. They're the worst thing to move.
Yeah.
Extremely uncomfortable. The one on the bottom of this has like a gridded bottom, so even when you try to grip it on the bottom, it just hurts because it's like these kind of like basically grabbing the bottom of a plastic.
And it also takes up like a ridiculous amount of space.
It does, yeah. So it's a bit. That's your fat bottom girl there, It's just big sexy thing. No, the what's it called? Using the CRTs though, and like having that permanent like moment of. And what's cool about that is I really love that It's interesting how like that was done so. It was done in a very like analog way as far as that first shot in the beginning is the only bit that moves.
Yeah, but I think it's like that is like the greatest achievement of that video though is that like I would say everything we did, every bit of that video, it was captured in camera. Like everything that you see was filmed by the camera that filmed it. Like there's nothing that we added. I might have added a couple little extra static glitches on some of like maybe literally twice.
But it wasn't shot on a regular camera, added a filter and added to the TVs. They were shot on the
but
like
also
with the cameras
like,
attached to the TVs.
We didn't shoot those two TVs with like green screen paper on them.
Right, yeah.
Right? And then just like film something
superimposing
and then
or anything.
Film something else and then like film your head and your guitar and like, in post make it look like a camcorder or something like that.
It was all just like cropping and cutting that you did at most. You probably cropped it
like
to
that camcorder footage. When you're watching the video and you see Rio's head in the little TV and the guitar on the big TV, that is just my camera filming that. Like that is actually happening in camera. And all of those instances are happening in camera. Like when it's the footage from the mall, that's like it's just my camera. Like we moved the camera that one time, like you said, like just in the beginning. And then I tightened it on the dolly, and we literally just played everything out in order.
Yeah, the most stressful part was like making sure to not bump into the fucking table to mess up because it had to be perfect because we didn't have the
exactly that camera had to stay absolutely untouched, unmoved for like
2 or 3 hours or like 2 hours.
No, it had to be like 4 hours.
Really? Yeah, maybe
that tape was 30 minutes just by itself.
Or no, the tapes were like an hour. I think.
Or an hour.
Yeah,
so
they were like
already that's already at least 2 hours right there.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of it like so like all the footage you see me playing is obviously he just shot while I was on the bed playing that, and then all the footage of the mall or anything outdoors I shot that on a tape camera and we basically just played back the entire hour of footage while his camera sat in front of it but we had to do that on each TV. So we put that tape in the TV on the left, and so every bit that you see in that is like you said, it's actual footage that we just happened to film the TV screen playing it. Yeah, and that's all. That's the most that your camera did.
Was like so I did get one clean plate because I had to. You don't have remotes for those TVs.
No, yeah.
So I had to crawl on the floor, and then I just brought my hand up to turn one on, and then turn the other on.
So you just crop it out.
But I needed that clean plate so that way I could just have the TVs turning on without you seeing my arm reach up.
Yeah. And so, those look so good. They, like as far as the timing of that, the way you cut them and how quick they kind of... Well, like the beginning, I think, is in real time to how you did it. But at the end, when they like turn off... Yeah. I just love how clean...
The ending, I cut for time. So one turns off and the other turns off. Like they're closer together.
It was like... Or something, yeah.
Like the first... one I can't remember which one of these turns on slower than the other, so I think I did the slower one first and then turned on the faster one, so they kind of like turn on basically at the same time,
so they fade in at the right time, so where the picture fades in at the right right.
So basically that first like 10 seconds, so like the dolly push up until the TVs turn on is one take, because we dolly push and then I lock it, and I think we just held it there for like 15 seconds or something like that. And so that 15 seconds I just put over the part where I crawl under and turn it on so you can't see me. and then the TVs turn on, and then from the TVs turning on all the way until they turn off is always the same TVs, right? But then I would just mask out the screen, and then I would mask the footage of, like, say, your face on the left screen and the guitar on the right screen. I would take those clips and I would just mask out the screens, so that way whenever I put that over the other footage, it would just replace what's on the screen.
Right.
But the take that's on the bottom is like all the same take. So the TVs themselves are all from the same take.
That's just one long shot.
Yeah, because
right?
that was when I was probably like the first time you played the song all the way through. Like I probably just left that as like the bass take. And then so I basically have the bass take with, say, we'll call the environment, and then the two screens, and then we have a second take of that where your face is on the left, face is on the right, and then we have another take where the guitar is on the left, your face is on the right, and then another take of that. So because I know we did the whole song 4 times, so then I would just like delete whichever ones that were on top of the other ones that I wanted to show at the time. So if I wanted them to switch, because we did one where you look into the camera the whole time, and then one where you don't look into the camera the whole time.
Right. So you were just picking
So I'm just
and choosing.
picking whichever one has the flavor of the month. And then we had the TV playing the footage on the big one, and then playing the footage on the small one, and I just put those on top too.
Right.
So I just swap through. So literally I just like cut the pieces.
A lot of it's just like lining it up
But since it's all real time, well, the performances are. I guess the
footage you could have you just start cutting it in wherever you want. Yeah,
I guess I just dragged it around. But since it's all is like literally just like disable the parts that you don't want. You know?
Right. I love that I can trust you with the editing. By the way, like he's edited all. I think Kill to Survive we edited a little bit together. But he was the one physically editing all of it. And I chime in here and there. It's like, you know, you're definitely like the main director, but I really appreciate that I can have like we're both still like the producers to some extent.
Say,
like, you know, like
we're basically just the only 2 people working on it. So it's like, you know, it's one thing like to just do it by yourself, but usually you want outside input. That's to some.
Well, yeah, I really appreciate that you're helping make sure that I'm happy with it though too, or that it's like something that I like that it's giving me something like that.
So, like I was saying before, like the puppet is like very narrative, but no gimmick, and then Kill or Survive is like a little bit of narrative and a little bit of gimmick, and this one's all gimmick. I think it's very easy to be like, I understand the idea, you understand the idea. All we have to do is execute this gimmick. There's almost like no wrong way to do it, right? Like, I mean,
and that actually, when it came to the like conceptually and actually shooting it and finishing it, that's like the quickest video we've made of anything. We made that on top of doing all the ad campaigns.
Well,
bro.
yeah.
Like,
also,
now the ad campaigns took like so much time. Like I went basically from working on the record every Wednesday for like 8 hours to like as soon as that was done, or even when it was still in the process of being released, to then suddenly jumping into like, okay, every Wednesday is you know, we're working together. So a lot of the ad stuff
shooting
was
like 5 or 6 videos.
Yeah, like five
at night, because I would come here after work, so we don't even start until
like 7 or 8.
5.
Yeah, and then we'd be working till maybe 1 or 2 a.m., some 3 a.m. sometimes, and just spending many hours to get as much as we could, which is why a lot of it was shot in here. But but we did that video on top of everything else, and I honestly think that just the fact that we were in that knocking them out, you know,
the nature of the curtain call video, it would have had to have been one of the fastest, because there's no way to shoot it in, like, you can't take more than a day to shoot it anyways. That's
true.
It was always going to happen very fast, but it is like
because of what the video is itself. Yeah.
But it is funny. Well, I mean, I guess technically 2 days, because you did have to go to the mall to shoot all this stuff. So it's like, you could call that a second day.
I think that was... Did I not shoot that day?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Oh, maybe you did, actually.
I might have. And speaking of the mall, that all that footage in there, like the song is just another... I might keep this as a theme throughout just like music that I make, or especially with albums that I make. I like the idea of like a last song always kind of being about death. So it's kind of what this song is about. It's just like yeah, like just like the end of things. It's what a curtain call of a show is the show is over. So the footage of the mall and everything being dead, not only was that kind of like, all right, like part of me is like, all right, well, Backrooms is popular right now, let me kind of throw that in there while that's relevant. It was kind of like a nod to that a little bit, or like liminal spaces type of thing. It's definitely partly in that with that, but it's also supposed to like represent the death of like childhood, the death of the life that we once lived in a pre social media and internet society or whatever, where that like so that because the mall is very like even now with like the way you see it and the way that footage looks and like how crazy depressing and dead it is, it still has. I worked at 3 different places in that mall. I worked in the fucking Macy's, the Journeys, and the Hallmark there, and ate in that food court plenty of times on my breaks, and just like have a lot of like my life was lived in there.
I have a lot of nostalgia for that mall, like just as much as anybody that grew up around here or like had any kind of like teens or early adulthood here. But like that mall always sucked. Like, like honestly, that mall has been trashed since day one, dude. Like, it is not.
But dude, no, they had the rock climbing wall.
It is not a surprise.
The rock climbing wall was cool.
But that place is fully abandoned at this point.
Now what makes you say that? I had fun there. What
instant that Wellington Green got built?
Well, yeah, that mall was a lot better. Like, yeah,
that Boyd Mall had absolutely no leg to stand up whatsoever.
It doesn't have 2 stories. That alone is like, I mean, I'm sure some malls can get away with that, but like a mall that's like big and has two separate levels.
Even in its peak, bro, did it ever have an Apple store? I don't think so.
That's representative of the fact that it never had a Starbucks either. Well, it had one on the outside, actually, next to the movie theater, but now that's been gone for years.
Yeah, like, but that's like, it is a good indicator. Like,
but no, you're right. Yeah.
Because like, if it doesn't have an Apple store or I don't even think they've ever had like a Lush in there.
It proves that people aren't going to spend money. Like people aren't going to spend big money.
If it doesn't have mall stores, like mall anchor staple stores, like then it's like it never like, I mean, it had department stores. It had Macy's.
But I forget till you bring that up in particular at that store. I forget that like, oh yeah, like people go there to play with the iPads and play with the phones and shit. Like that. They
had EB Games or whatever. What do they call it? What was it? GameStop.
It was EB Games, then it became GameStop.
Yeah, I know. I always forget GameStop. But like, yeah, like it had a GameStop. But I'm trying to think of like.
Yeah, the actual stores,
like mall stores. Oh, it had a Disney store.
Oh, it has that. Well, it has the Disney. It had Journey's Hot Topic. It still has Journey's Hot Topic. Did it have a
Build-A-Bear in there?
Spencer's Gifts. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Auntie Anne's.
It's like
Auntie Anne's pretzels.
Super second rate. You know what I mean? Like it's so like. It's like a dollar store version of a mall, dude. Like it's always been less.
Well, regardless,
I'll say that.
Regardless, it was like if you have attached memories to a place.
I do. Like I went to FYE in there like all the time.
FYE, it was like a big pull for me too. I always loved going there.
And it did have a Spencer's. That's a mall store.
Yeah, it had Spencer's. Yeah, it was where I saw when I was a kid. Saw my first dildo or whatever. Saw all the fetish shit.
And then. Hot Topic and stuff like that. Like it definitely has the nostalgia, but that's also because it's like super close. Like when I was like early driving,
it's like 5 minutes away from where we were at.
The easiest place to like go to and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I remember when I still lived in Boyd,
somebody got
right there,
shot and killed there. And like
and then see once the shooting happened, that made it already what you said. You're not wrong in that way. You would already made probably people. The mall was already kind of in a place of like probably stagnation or I don't know, just not really being very exciting. And then when someone basically a shooting happened there, that just kind of sealed its fate in a lot of ways. But thank God that we got that footage for the video because I think it worked really well. Thank God. And now I think originally we were going to shoot a video with this concept for the song "Just a Fool," and I remember what you can even when I watched the tapes back, I was actually listening to Curtain Call on the way to the mall and thinking of that song the whole time while I was shooting all that footage. And then I told you last minute I think it'll be better with this song just because what I shot for the B-roll footage. We knew we needed.
Yeah.
If it's just a shot of 2 screens the whole time, it couldn't have just been me playing guitar the whole time. Like, it needed something to break up.
Yeah.
That's all that it needed, and he just said to get B-roll.
Yeah.
So I think, get this, the biggest part of why I went there was when I went to the, what was it, J.C. Penney there. I had to go to the J.C. Penney and get some like pants and shit, or I had to buy some stuff there for some reason, like maybe some gifts or something. And I got some footage of it on my phone and posted a clip of it to my story on Instagram, and a couple people were just like, "Whoa, is that the Boynton Mall?" Like, it just got like, some replies, got like some attention on it. So then when I had to go, or actually, I think I caught that when I was going back to return something. Not that matters, but when I was thinking of getting B-roll footage, I was like, I went there just the week prior, and I was like, oh shit, I went out to get B-roll, and then I was like, wait a minute, like in the middle of doing that, I was like, oh shit, I should go and fucking go there and get that footage, and because I just knew that it would add something, being shot on tape especially. I just felt it would have a certain vibe, and liked how, I don't know, freaky it was. Like when I got that clip on my story, when I went there just casually shopping, I was blown away. Like going there at noon, was like really like extremely quiet, or like when they first open or whatever, is extremely quiet. So yeah, I don't know, just really, it was just like a vibe in a lot of ways too. It was just like an interesting aesthetic.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely,
I think that originally the idea was to get a bunch of random B-roll from like a bunch of random places, but it just kind of happened to luck out that just shooting all of it at the mall was like good enough. You know what I mean? Like it ended up kind of, the cohesion of it was like, it just worked with the theme of the song, I guess.
There was plenty of subjects there. Yeah, like the restricted area sign, which looks like it was made for like an elementary school.
I know.
Like,
it looks like so fake. I feel like if anybody saw that video and thought that we like staged or planted it, like
they would probably think it's AI just because of that. Like,
or
bullshit.
Just think like, oh, they just like printed that out at home
and
to like
that on there to
that's
like
right. Stage this video, but it's like legitimately like that's how it
totally looks like. Before I forget too, because this is a very funny moment while I was shooting all that, some guy that worked in like the works at the like one of those little stores there, like the one across from what used to be K Jewelers, was just like, hey, like, why are you filming all this, man? Like, why don't you try doing something positive for the mall, man? Not all this negativity. You're filming all this. And I was like, yeah, no, I agree. I think I would love for this mall to make a comeback. And it was just like,
it's not gonna. They're gonna put apartments in.
Yeah, no, definitely. But it's like, what if that was just the apartments? They didn't change it all.
It's a zombie mall right now. Like it's like.
But some guy giving me shit about that was just kind of funny. Like just like, oh, try to do some puzzle. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do, man?
He's literally standing inside a corpse of a building right now, like him being like, do something positive. Like, bro, this place is dead already.
I'm sorry, whoever duped you into thinking that that like to get.
There's already a master plan by the city to like rezone it and everything, so it's like it's gonna happen.
Wow.
It's just like nobody. I forget exactly what it is, but like somebody, like all the plans have been approved and everything, and there's funding for like the people that want to own the new building to do it, but somebody has to like take ownership of the mall itself or something like that, basically just demolish it, but like the people are still trying to sell it or something like that. I don't know, the current owners.
Gotcha. No, I mean I thought that was gonna happen a year or two ago, and it still hasn't, so I don't know, it could just
well, I have a feeling that nobody wants to buy it because it's all a piece of junk, and it needs like a ground zero rebuild. And would you put up the money for that to like risk none of it being successful? Like, what if all the retail in there fails?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, you just put up all the upfront for like the demolition and like buying the property and all this stuff.
Right.
It's like, what if the retail fails in there? What if like people don't rent out those apartments or something? You know?
Yeah. The symbolism of that though too, as far as just, I don't know, the video being like how all of that is like a past. It's just like something that's just gone forever. You know, as far as just malls being popular.
I think malls will make a comeback though.
I hope.
Here's my thing. I feel like I've said this before. I don't know if I've ever said this on camera, on a video on the internet, but I really feel like in the exclusive. I think that in the next 5 years, like all these things, are gonna make a comeback. Like not all of them, but like I think like
Do you really think anything's gonna beat the convenience and affordability of
no, I think,
Amazon?
I don't
Like,
think anything's gonna go away. I think other things will become broadly popular again.
like, will the mall have to flourish
Boyd Mall,
in some way?
no.
Like,
Boyd Mall's gonna be rubble.
but
like,
whatever malls can be, will it have to have something that's not
Yeah.
just selling items that they can get online for cheaper and more convenient? Like,
I don't know if
Amazon alone, or like I guess you could say places like Walmart selling
okay,
shit
but
for
first
cheaply.
of all, Amazon is not like people think of it like Amazon how they used to think of Walmart, but like Walmart and Amazon are not that cheap anymore. Like they are maybe marginally cheaper than other places, but it's like there's no deals anymore. Like that's like an illusion. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm just gonna get something like, you know, I'll get it much cheaper on Amazon. It's like maybe sometimes, but like most things I think are just like generally the same price everywhere.
Right.
I don't think I've ever like
It's all getting more expensive.
gone on Amazon and been like, oh my god, this is only $10 on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's like no, that's like never.
I mean, I
happened.
found a lot of things that were like I got them at a decent price and brought right to me. Just the fact that they like, you know, just
I think some things like some
their
brands,
delivery is insanely good too. You know, it's so
I don't even
it's such a
agree
good
with
service.
that though, dude. Like
No, it's a pretty damn good service, man. Like as far as the like how like if you're a Prime member, like how you just get everything, like a lot of the you know, same day delivery free, you get a lot of stuff, which is, you know, they get you with the, oh, we need to spend $25 to get same day or overnight shipping, you know what I mean?
but like, do you? Because like a lot of the stuff I order on from like direct from websites, like not from Amazon. Like if I buy like, you know, I don't know, can't think of the last thing I bought, but like I usually go on the actual website to buy it, and it's like shipping is almost never a barrier. Like I never feel like, oh my god, like I had to pay for shipping, it's gonna be so much more. Like that's not really a thing. A lot of the time shipping is free. It's like included in the cost, especially if it's like on the more expensive side. And sometimes I'll be like looking for something and I'll check to see the price on Amazon. It's the same price. Because sometimes Amazon is much faster with the delivery, but I'm not really saving any money. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, the same.
But you have this. It's like the fact that it's like this Google search engine of just anything generically with general.
There
items,
is like the
you know?
convenience of getting something earlier, but at the end of the day, my bank account, my personal impact on my actual life is the same because it's gonna cost the same amount of money.
I get what you mean. Like,
you know, generally saying
things cost what they cost, and people, everyone pretty much charges the same.
But anyways,
for certain items.
And I think that people are gonna do it. People are going to bring back things like going to the mall. Like, have you already seen certain things like film cameras have gotten more popular? Even like point and shoot digital cameras have
shooting tape,
more popular. But like at work, like a lot of times I meet like a lot of young
it is cool to see. I've seen people at like certain nightclubs, certain bars where they're like straight up a digital camera from like 2000, and like that is awesome to see that.
I work with a lot of like, you know, college age interns and stuff like that, and they all have like power shots and stuff like that. They all have like separate cameras. Not all of them, but like a good majority of them have separate cameras that they don't use their phone for. Like,
when you think about it, though, it's like, you know, if you can take as many pictures as you want just on a big ass SD card and not worry about it taking up iCloud space.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to save their iCloud space for certain thing, maybe like certain photos, certain thing, or you know. Like they have so much of that stuff backed up that like they have to, you know, find space.
So
everywhere.
I think people are gonna go to the movie theater more often. Like movie theater attendance has been steadily increasing.
With big movies that are actually like culturally
but even like not big movies like what's it called? Obsession was made for like what, like less than $1 million or something like that.
But it's the fact that it's a you know, such a talked about like viral movie or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah, but like
that and the Odyssey are kind of like
that movie became big, and they had like a fraction of the power behind it,
right?
Of the Odyssey, you know what I mean? Right. And the fact that it like
made a lot of money still,
made like a comparable amount of money.
Insane.
I think people are just going to go to movie theaters. So I think all these things are going to have like a little bit of a bounce back. I don't think that people are going to give up Amazon. I don't think people are going to give up the other things. I think it'll be less about going to like buy stuff. I think that will inevitably happen because foot traffic goes into a mall. Like sales are just going to increase. Like if you go to the thing, you're going to end up buying something sometimes. But people are going to do it because it's fun and because there's like more to get out of it than just like clicking buttons on Amazon. You know what I mean?
There is. I mean, I miss like window shopping or just like seeing like stuff in person and like, you know, getting excited about, oh, like what if I get the money and go back and get that, you know?
Yeah. I think that like stores like Pop Mart and stuff like that really like facilitate that too because like.
But actual like, you know, retail itself does suffer a lot of issues. Like even what I just said, like, oh, if I was window shopping, it's like, oh, I would love to come get that next time, and then it's like gone, or it's like gets stolen or something. You know, they sell out. It's like that would happen.
I think that is true, but I think that's like the store's fault. I don't think that's like reflective of like a culture.
If you know something's popular, you should never like be able to run out of it.
Or even just like, what does your store stand for? Like, what is your store for? Like Target, for example. Target sucks now. Because you can't. It used to be that you'd think like, oh, I need to get, you know, X, Y, or Z. What's like the catch-all everything store that's gonna have it? It's like gonna be Target or Walmart.
Target's electronics department is like so fucked now. Yeah. Like I hate that they don't even have like physical media. I've been getting into that obviously, and I went to the one in Boynton.
Stopped selling movies,
dude. Like that's insane.
Best Buy stopped. Best Buy stopped selling Blu-rays too. Like
yeah, that's crazy, dude. And
that's on them, bro.
And PlayStation stopping physical copies,
It's
which
stupid.
apparently is to prevent piracy in a lot of ways, but I think it's just them like wanting to save money for sure. You know,
but that's also not going to prevent piracy.
No, yeah, it's not.
Like somebody's gonna inevitably hack whatever the next thing is.
Right.
Like
no, there'll always be there's always going to be some crazy smart guy out there.
There's also just people like dedicated to doing it.
Yeah, they want to do that.
They want to do it. Like
right.
It's fun for them. Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Mr. Also, Robot type shit.
Also, not even to like get on this whole tangent, but piracy only happens when things are either too expensive or too inaccessible. Like if you sell a video game at an affordable price, you basically 100% mitigate piracy. If you sell a physical disc or it could even be like an SD card, whatever, right? Like if you sell physical media that has that game on it to where when I buy it, I own it forever at a fair price, I promise you piracy would be next to zero. There will be some people that will just pirate for the sake of pirating. That will always happen. Just like you can't open a store and expect people to never steal from you, even if your things are $1. Like people will steal from you. Like that's just inevitable. But if it's affordable and easily accessible, it will not be pirated. That's the actual way to stop piracy. Putting, you know, all these barriers between it isn't gonna decrease the amount of people. It's either going to decrease if it's truly impermeable and it is impossible to steal, then you're just going to have less sales. Like that's just going to be it. Like less people will just have it, or you know, more people will pirate it. That's the only that's like the only outcome of doing that. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's just like a super fake answer. Like that's just like
I get that.
It's like also people are tired of not like I could buy movies on like Fandango at home, right? But I know ultimately I don't own those movies, right? Like that my entire library worth whatever $2,000 of movies or whatever that's on there, like could all be taken away from me, and I have no recourse. Like that's in the contract.
Yeah, that's so
right.
That's so
it's like
bad.
Even though I've already bought those movies,
what are you paying for anymore? What is anybody paying for?
You're just
anymore?
paying for licenses.
Yeah, you're paying to rent. Essentially, it's like we left rental video Blockbuster to go into streaming to end up going back into essential. Well, basically, I guess we never left a rental
It's like
a rental type of exchange with these things.
it's just a license, and they're allowed to change the terms of that license whenever, or they're
fucking ridiculous.
allowed to delete it.
Like certain things, even
but
like
that might be a case for me pirating, even though it is accessible and it is affordable.
But there are a lot of games, there are a lot of things that like specific, like a lot of specific PlayStation demos or certain things that they've released that you literally can't, like that. You've ever heard of that game PT, the demo PT that was supposed to be like a Silent Hills precursor, but then Hideo Kojima like left Konami and they had a problem. And then they like, it was this demo that was on PlayStation 4 basically.
Yeah.
And now it's just gone. Like, it's not, you can't find it. And I think my dad had it on his PS4, but I think he gave the PS4 away or sold it. He gave it to someone. I was just like, now that I think about it, I'm like, fuck, that might be worth something if it's on there. What the fuck did he do? I don't know why he did that. Or maybe he has it somewhere still. I don't know if he got rid of it or not. But yeah, that game is very, like, it's like having Flappy Bird on your phone now. It's just gone forever. That, having access to it at all, it's crazy. That's absolutely crazy how that can happen. So we have this. It's like we are in these times, man, where there's this like a lot of permanence of things that maybe shouldn't be permanent, and a lot of fleeting things that should actually be more permanent. Yeah. You're like, that's how it feels sometimes. It's like all of people's worst moments ever are permanently etched into like the history books of like whatever the internet becomes, which hopefully if it just all goes away at some point, or it's like at least is like more, we put a lid on certain things and it's just limited information, basic information that people should know, like the history of the world and certain things like that. Unless we do that, it's like we have all these permanent displays of like the most toxic and just awful like human behavior, while like a lot of the shit that we actually want and a lot of the products that we want and a lot of things that we like are like limited or go away or scarce. It's like and the worst part is like who like suffers or who loses? The consumer, dude. Like we are the ones who, like, the people that enjoy this shit, the people that like movies and like music and like I get so up in arms about or get so frustrated with like the state of these things because I love it so much, or I want to get excited about all of it as much as I can, and because I have these so many like important nostalgic memories that are attached to like watching movies with my friends or being a part of an event that was on TV that you had to be there, present in front of the fucking television set at that time of day on that specific day of the week, or you missed it, and then you felt like FOMO was like FOMO would set in. You want to hear an interesting story, man? I like was literally watching the Justin Timberlake Janet Jackson Super Bowl halftime show, and right as I left, I think the incident with him pulling off her thing or whatever the hell like happened, it was this like and it's like this infamous like Super Bowl moment now, but I think I literally like walked out of the room right before that fucking happened.
When it happened in real life?
Yeah, like, and missed, because I was just like, this show kind of sucks. Like, as soon as Justin Timberlake came out, I was like, That's
hilarious.
Yeah, so it's like funny, but that's like an example of like I missed seeing that in real time, at least. Like I've seen it now, obviously, or whatever. Like you see the playback of it, but at the time I didn't I didn't get to witness that moment.
It's like my hang up on,
and I love me some nipple.
Especially Janet Jackson back then. But what do you call?
Who was not in the Michael movie apparently at all.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think like that time is more like respectable or like honorable or whatever. I think that's a lot spin a lot of people put on it, is be like, oh, back in my day we had go uphill both ways type thing. Like
15 miles to get there.
I don't think that it's like better in that sense, it's like not better, but it was more fun. Like there's more fun to appointment television. There's more fun to like, if you aren't there in the moment, you'll miss it. Like it's just
water cooler talk.
It just like makes it more interesting. You know what I mean?
Man,
I think that's also why my feeling is that a lot of these things will come back, because people will crave that. You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, the final season of Stranger Things is, like, the perfect example of, like, why wasn't that released one episode a week? Like, why wasn't that, like, 20 episodes for a final season? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it just felt like it just kind of, like a fart in a turd factory. I'm
not gonna lie, a lot of these last seasons or last episodes of these shows have felt like just worst of like the worst feeling. Well, not even the worst feeling, because I've felt like I've been slapped in the face by certain TV finales, but this like. I don't know what's going on. They're all very anticlimactic. I think Stranger Things actually felt like sort of climactic, but the Boys
finale was like great. Like I think all of those episodes for the most part.
That finale was really great. Was pretty good.
Last season was like great. I thought.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
But it's like no. There's like a fizzle out feeling to the whole thing, because it was kind of like. Oh, we kind of just all like binge this, or like it went by so fast.
No, and I didn't.
And it was like 8 like how many episodes was it even? Like 6 or 8 episodes? Like I don't know.
Yeah, it was like 8. I think or 10, maybe 10. I think it was 10 episodes.
I can't remember, but it just felt short.
And I guess I didn't mean anticlimactic so much as I meant like they don't feel as
like monumental, like epic or whatever. Yeah.
Like, it's all right. Like, it's like, all right, we watched that. Like, it's not like it was when the Sopranos finale aired or whatever the fuck, or when, like, the Lost finale aired or something. Like, those were...
Yeah, but that's, like, also, like, Lost was, like, what, 6 seasons? How many seasons?
6, yeah.
Yeah, 6 seasons. Like, so it's, like, a minimum of 6 years of, like, you know, hundreds of episodes, like, 100-plus episodes at least, that, like, building up to this, like, monumental, like, super epic, like, thing... Stranger Things had like 8 season episodes once every 4 years. You know?
That was a real problem for me too, is that like just the fact that it aired so like randomly here and there every couple of years like that really kills the pace of me even remembering what happened. Well, it feels like they're referencing stuff from seasons before, and I'm just like, I don't even fucking remember. That was like 8 years ago, dude.
Even when it's good, it just feels so like flat, because like you're not. It's like you have to get reinvested every time.
Yeah, there are definitely people that like rewatch the whole series leading up to the finale to be able to, or the final season, to be able to find those moments. But Stranger Things, besides the first season, I didn't really like love it enough to want to like rewatch, unless I was watching it with like a spouse who's never seen it before. It's
a little tough
to rewatch it,
I think, because like.
Not that we'll get into, like, that could be a whole separate video talking about Stranger Things, I suppose. But
yeah. So,
I remember it was
really
like
quick. I feel like
certain seasons hit or miss for me.
First season is great.
Season is amazing.
Second season is like meh, and the third season, I think it should have been that last season. I think that Hopper should have been dead. I think Elle should have lost her powers, and she should have just been adopted by Joyce, and like that is like the absolute perfect ending. That should have been her thing, right?
That's a fair point. I get that. That could have been a good ending.
But then season 4 has really high moments, and I think
dude, that running up that hill sequence with Sam or Max, right? Yeah, Max is like
and then the last season was like good, just solid good.
What they did, I love that Will got so much screen time because of how much he's like he's always like, the whole first season he's just like trapped essentially. Season 2 he's all like weird and bugging. I remember season 2 and 3 I didn't like that it was I hate like when there's like forced romances between characters, which I felt a lot of that with those seasons, that they were forcing the, like, imagine how much better that show would have been if they stretched out Mike and Elle's romance for like till the last season. Yeah. That would have been amazing if Mike and Eleven didn't get together till like the end of season 4 or beginning of season 5. Like, because there is something so important about like a like really stretching out those things, and just I don't.
Also, if it was like it was actually one season a year, and you're like 4 years, you'd be like, oh well, that's high school. So like at the end of high school,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like they're like freaking like 25 years old.
By the time the last,
graduating high school is like, it's kind of, the whole thing's kind of silly, or it just feels like, those. Remember that live taping thing of like, I don't know, like Kevin Hart and stuff. They did the like, they were sitcoms, like old sitcoms, like Different Strokes or whatever, but they like did them live on TV.
I don't remember that. No.
Oh, well, they did one, but it was like everybody was an adult, all playing high schoolers. Like, it was like they were like old people. That's like the last season of Stranger Things, where it's like these people, like Millie Bobby Brown's literally married and has a child. Like, she's supposed to be graduating high school. Like, the whole thing is so dumb.
Yeah, when we know a lot more about their personal lives, I think that's a very bizarre thing with socials and just the internet is knowing too much about celebrities. There was like that joke of just like, you know, like people post on Reddit
and I know too much.
Yeah, no, same. There's like this like ongoing joke just on Reddit, just like which celebrity. Yeah, they post a picture of some random person. It's just like a celebrity you liked until they kept running their mouth, you know, kind of thing. You know, it's just like, you know, it's a we know like we get. Like there needs to be there should be a necessary separation, which is why I love somebody like Leonardo DiCaprio for that reason. Is he like has granted he's been in the game for long enough that he hasn't ever needed social media, you know, so he's very
that kind of goes back to what I was
lucky
saying before though. It's like he's from an old time, right? Like a different time. So
he was literally even he was in a Hubba Bubba commercial as a kid.
Yeah,
as his right, that's a rite of passage as being in some random commercial.
What happens when he retires and it's only like Gen Zers that are like his age? You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Only people that have existed on social media.
There's like the three actors of a younger age group now, and they're all in everything. And it's Timothée Chalamet, Tom Holland, and Zendaya. And I don't really I don't care for two out of those three as much as the other. Yeah. Like I think that they're all fine actors. They're all very talented. I actually think they're wonderful people. But I haven't seen enough of Timothée Chalamet's work to really say. But from what you've told me, you say that you really like him as an actor and you really respect him. But what all these things are nowadays is it's not. It's so limited to these few people that not only are they in everything, but I'm legitimately like, I haven't even seen anything with that many movies or shows with these people in them, and I already like get sick of seeing them, and then I don't want to like I want to see the Odyssey, but I know I'm gonna be kind of like, like while seeing Tom Holland and Zendaya. Not that I dislike it. It's just like
I think Tom Holland like doesn't even like you're. I get.
Do you know what I mean? It's just
agree,
I get it. It's like I get it. I know who you are. I know that you're a Hollywood star.
That those are like the kind of like three of the top people right now, but Tom Holland does not even belong in the same conversation as like Zendaya and Chalamet. Like
Zendaya at least like did Euphoria or something that's like stretching and just done like, other.
I've only seen her be great. Like even
she's a solid actress.
Challengers too. She's like incredible.
I guess I can't wait. They're all like the types, and I still have to see Tom Holland in like The Impossible, like some of his pre-Spider-Man stuff.
That's his best role, but he's also like 12 years old. So like, do we count that? Because I'm saying like Zendaya and Challengers and Chalamet and like Marty Supreme are already on like, to me, so elevated beyond anything Tom Holland's ever done. I guess if you want to include The Impossible, like if you're including the child work, because he's genuinely great.
I'm more excited to see what they're going to do, and that's how I feel with a lot of
Tom Holland's
people in general.
Over 4 Spider-Man movies, he's never done anything that it's been memorable to me in any of those movies.
Did you not see Uncharted, dude?
Yeah, I didn't actually. And then
no, but even as Spider-Man,
he's not even that good in The Odyssey. I mean, he's very competent, but like that role could have literally been anyone. Like I felt like he brought nothing to that role, as opposed to like I will say in that movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but like John Bernthal and Elliot Page in that movie, like the instant they're on screen, you're like you could just feel aura. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could just feel like. I mean, John Bernthal.
That's a perfect word to describe, I guess. Like what I was trying to, get to with that.
Like you can really like just feel like I'm trying not to spoil it, but there's like one scene that Elliot Page has in that movie where they go to like a certain place, and he's like, it's not a monologue, but he like has like a lot of dialogue. He's like explaining something, and I'm like, how is he like completely captivating in this one little scene? And like pretty much everybody that's not Matt Damon or Tom Holland has like a very tiny part in that movie. Like everybody has like just a few minutes of screen time.
Even Anne Hathaway?
She's in it the third most, I would say, but like she doesn't do a whole lot. You know what I mean?
Well, she's just like chilling, waiting for him to come back home or whatever.
No, she's got like one like main big moment, right, of like dialogue, but it's like with Tom Holland. So Tom Holland's also in it at the time. Right. Otherwise, she's just kind of like in her little room weaving her tapestry thing or whatever.
Does Matt Damon get out like the chalk and start doing formulas on the exactly, Trojan horse or
but it's like, you know, like, and John Bernthal too, but he, you know, you've seen John Bernthal.
Yeah, he's
like
great,
he just
man.
like has like a good, he always brings the right vibe for the character that he's playing, you know?
Yeah. He's like always cast perfectly in something, and then brings a lot of himself just into that. Like, I love him in The Bear, and specifically, like, man, I'm curious to see what like The Walking Dead would have been like if he had like a couple more seasons in that, because I loved, I actually did like Shane's character a lot. But with all this stuff, it's like weird how it's I really wish like not only unknowns were given more opportunities, but I wish that there were more recognizable. I wish more actors were given more opportunities instead of these like same 3 or 4 people eating everything up. And well, also, as far as like, if we're actually trying to look, we're looking at all these separate stories, and it has to be like, okay, yeah, like you want me to suspend my disbelief, you want me to think that this is real, that these are real people, and this is how can I think that when I've seen this person in every single movie that came out every year before that? You know, it's like if there were more unknowns or more people, then it is believable. Then it is like, oh, like that's I don't have any familiarity with this face or this person or this aura that you're talking, you know, which is great. But the fact that these people aren't even, you know, even given a chance is what infuriates. What's crazy is they would save a lot of money because an unknown will take a significantly less, you know, it's a lot less costly. It'll take a third of the price, you know.
I think a lot of creative industries, like music too, they're just super risk averse.
That's the biggest problem with all of it nowadays, though. And I also what Paul Thomas Anderson said recently about like how there are plenty of decent directors, but a lot of directors that aren't good writers. There's not enough good writers. Like and he is one of the best screenwriters of our time. But a lot of it goes back with films in particular, with storytelling, is it should be the fucking story. You know, it should be about the story. Why Obsession was so refreshing is because it's just so definitively itself and is exactly what I can picture reading that script, and it's exactly like the movie, or it just has innately a refreshing idea. There just needs to be more of that.
But also the movie had no funding. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, well, that's not like that. Like Hollywood's never going to learn the right lesson from that. You know what I mean? They're not gonna be like, oh, this movie did really well.
And again, unknowns. Though those two leads are not.
But
like,
they're not gonna take names. The lesson that we should make like a $10 million movie with unknown actors. Like that's not the lesson they're ever gonna take from that.
That's
you know
the biggest.
They're gonna be like,
problem I have with it.
What IP can we get to do like the $100 million version of Obsession? Like that's what they're gonna try and do.
And there's gonna be an Obsession Part 2,
and it's gonna be like produced by like what's his name, James Wan or something. You know what I mean? like that's the lesson they're gonna take.
Accurate. Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. I guess we could start to wrap, but we've been talking almost 2.5 hours now.
I know, it's crazy. This is like the wild, most rambling podcast known to man.
No, I'm enjoying a lot of the different points.
There's absolutely no one in the planet that's going to enjoy listening to any minute of this.
Well, what's funny is like we can get into behind the scenes stuff, but some tells me we'll do more than one of these. We could always talk about that stuff more extensively.
I'm never coming here again.
Oh, okay. No, the what's it called? The like all of these are like things that are like happening right now, you know, and things that are just like relevant at this very moment. But you know, I mean, my stuff, like as far as like, I don't know, I think we did talk enough about the music videos. Like we could, to be honest, like if anything, this is an accurate depiction of how a lot of our meetings go anyway. Yeah. A lot of the time we're like, we're shooting this right now, and earlier we talked about like some plans we want to do for some videos for like a half an hour, something like an hour of talking about that, and then this is what we end up doing a lot though, is because like, I mean, I like that at least we're going to be talking about stuff that's not relevant to what we're getting into. It's like this stuff and getting that out loud kind of reshapes what we want to do with our stuff specifically together as well. Like, or as far as like that's a lot of like, that sculpts a lot of how our attitudes have this cause and effect with how we end up, like we put a lot of this kind of energy back into the work or back into the videos that we shoot. Yeah. Is kind of what's funny about it, is a lot of this is kind of a part of it. You know
also,
what I mean?
just to like, I guess, just as a giant summation of everything that we talked about, I feel like I don't want to say advice, my philosophy is that at the end of the day, it's to ignore everything we just talked about. Like every point that we made and every like observation, like ultimately my goal in life is to just ignore all of it and act like none of it matters and just make and do the thing that I want to make and do however I want to make and do it. You know what I mean? Like if like film like doesn't exist, like celluloid film, 35 millimeter film doesn't exist, but like I like to shoot film photography, like somehow just making it work. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like even if it's like unpopular or like everybody advises me against it, like at the end of the day, I think the only real goal is to just make and do the thing you want to make and do. You know what I mean? I think it's like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, when you state your opinion, they take that to mean that that's like your own personal gospel and nothing, it's unshakable, you know? But it's like, I hate social media. I hate, you know, algorithm driven media, but like that doesn't mean I'm not going to post on Instagram. That doesn't mean I'm not going to like be like, you should put this music video on YouTube. Like I hate all those things, but like at the end of the day, I'm pretending like none of it matters. And I'm just going to make and do the thing I want to make and do because I think that's what you should do, right?
I
like,
agree. Yeah.
That's what I feel like I should do.
Well, you can't let it distract you and throw you off course. That's the worst part about it, is that it's so easy for it, or it's not. It's such a huge part of where our projects go in the end, and that's the biggest problem
like,
with it.
I just want to make the art. You know what I mean?
Same.
It's not. I don't want to make the delivery system for the art. I don't want to build a movie theater. I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to make the thing.
Right.
And I want it to just get out there however it can get out there. And the more that I build for myself and the more resources that I have, the more resources that I have, I will make it my ideal version then, when, right? But like, I think it's so easy to just like think of all these things and like spiral and be like, this sucks, that sucks, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is right. And then like using that to dictate what you make and how you make it. But I don't think that's a good idea.
No, you can't like I don't want to say you have to ignore all of it or like not dwell on it. It's very hard to ignore this stuff, but you have to just do it anyway. Like I just want to do it anyway.
Not ignoring it.
Like I don't give a fuck if like we ever make millions of dollars doing this shit. I don't care. Like I have so much satisfaction just making it of itself. I felt so much like such a huge relief releasing my album a month and a half ago. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's weird how like now a month and a half ago feels ancient. You know, it's just like, really, oh wow, a month and a half ago. Now it's not new anymore. You know, so and it's officially like whenever I go to Spotify for artists, it's officially not like, you know, popping up as my new release anymore on the app. Or so no, what's funny is like the like even still like we plan on doing multiple music videos for that album, and we plan on, you know, I plan on pushing the album still. It's like that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like try to keep like, you know, getting it out there. But what's funny about it for me is like I don't know, I think that sometimes I question if I really do want success with music, or I question if I want it badly enough, because just getting it out there is enough for me.
I think
like I've never cared about like getting it, just making sure that it's accessible for people to find it, and knowing that it's out there in the world is enough for me.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, you know.
Yes and no, not for me.
Yeah,
I feel.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I need money too. I gotta eat. I gotta survive,
exactly.
bro. I'm right there with. But it also like if what I mean. Okay, so what I mean by that is if that wasn't a necessity, if I didn't have to, you know, I would do it just for the fun. Like say I was already rich and already had, like I would still be doing it just because I like it. You know what I mean? And that's like I don't know if like the success of anything that we do or any projects that we make like would I wouldn't want it to drastically affect how I make art or how I live or the only thing I would want it to affect is being able to do more of it and spend more time doing it.
Right.
Like the only reason we want to be successful with this is so that we can do more of this stuff and like full time, just dedicate our lives to it.
I mean, to be honest, I already kind of do what I do for my day job, and I love my day job, but I would also rather be doing the same thing that I'm doing with the projects that I would rather do. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, having that choice of what you shoot.
That's literally the only downside to my job.
Right.
Is that I'm making everything for everybody else. You know what I mean? And it's like, honestly, like, even the ones that are good, like, they're not super compelling. You know, like, it's like kind of boring.
Yeah, we can wrap this up in a little.
It's so boring and falling asleep, and even thinking about it. But that to me, that's the only real margin of success. I could be making the same amount of money, but getting to like choose my projects and doing what I want to do is like my measure of success, and making enough money to like live off it. Like I'd still like if I quit my job now, I wouldn't be able to afford to buy a house. You know what I mean? Like, right. I want to be able to still be able to afford to buy a house and, I don't know, maintain my car and have health insurance.
It really, the freedom from having any obligations for anyone other than myself and the people that I love and care about, potential family or children or whatever in the future. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what my life's going to be, but other than, like, looking at, I'd never want to have a boss, ever, basically. Yeah. I never want to depend on anybody else.
My boss is awesome if she sees this.
Yeah, no, my boss is awesome too.
She's the best.
Ryan, no, I doubt you'll see this, Ryan,
my
but
boss is better.
You're an amazing boss. I love my current boss, very much. But I don't want to. I just personally don't like having to show up somewhere.
Yeah.
Like if I could have the freedom to, which maybe is probably a good thing if I have to leave the house, because if I didn't have to, I don't know if I ever would. But or at least not as much as I do. You know, but like no.
I feel like if I had just double my income, I wouldn't necessarily spend my means of, or what do you call it? I would still be living within the same means that I have now, except my extra funding would go to actually driving around more.
Like a big pimp chalice that you eat Fruity Pebbles out of.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, I'd get like an RV or something.
Yeah. No, I would just I've always like just reinvested my money personally. Like everything that whatever I made from gigs. I mean, well, when I was gigging, actually, any money I've made in general, a lot of it went to getting high and drinking, actually, and eating, and entertainment like gaming and shit. But no, a lot of it I have invested back into my music as well, or invested into something that I want to plan. I'm relieved. We can wrap this up in a little bit. I think we talked for a good bit.
Yeah, let's give the last. Do the outro right now.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say is that like my favorite part about making just any projects happen and actually finishing things. My favorite thing about it is just having it forever and having like a catalog of things that I've done and things that are kind of in a lot of ways like timestamps of my life. Like my music from this point on, it's all like timestamp shit, and I'm just happy to have, like, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids. I don't know what the hell like my like legacy is gonna be. It will be, you know, if anything at all, if anybody will actually give a shit about me after I'm dead, you know, that doesn't matter. When you're dead, you won't know, you know, who cares? But whatever I leave behind, it's like if I don't ever end up having a family or anything like that, and, you know, passing on my DNA in that way, I look at my music as like my I don't know, like not my babies, but like my, you know, part of me that's like I can just, I don't know, like the best part about when you make something, what I'm trying to say is the best part about when you make something is that it's yours forever, and no one will ever be able to like take your experience that you had with your personal projects or anything that you're putting your attention into. You know, no one can ever take away his countless hours of making movies and you know, shooting, so being a cinematographer, being a documentarian, making music. He does all sorts of shit. no one can take away my countless hours of playing music and experience, and that's such a lovely thing. Is whatever you put back into yourself creatively or artistically is yours forever, for as long as you live, at least. And that's, I guess, regardless of whatever happens with the things that we've done, as much as I do want that to be, to give us some sort of, other financial opportunities and make our lives a lot more comfortable and more financial. I always am going to want more financial stability, since I've rarely had that in my life, if ever. But, while that's a nice thought, and that is the goal, that's obviously always the ultimate goal in the back of my head. I'm always I guess I'm so always glad that I finished something at all and actually got a piece of myself out into the world, And the fact that I didn't finish college or didn't finish, like I do have a habit of quitting jobs, and I've quit so many things in my life. Music was the thing that I never wanted to quit. And the one thing I never wanted to, I never want to let up on it. I never see myself like pumping the brakes or taking my foot off the gas in that way. And, it's just because I'm legitimately addicted to it. That's why this video is happening right now. I'm so addicted to like putting out pieces of myself in that way, because that's all that it is now. Is kind of this the vanity of like obsessively sharing who you are with the world. And I think what frustrates me the most is I like feel like a tailor-made personality for that, but I feel this extreme resistance to do that as much as other people, like when it comes to whoring yourself out to the internet for clout. It's so opposite of who I am, because I just can't stand how narcissistic all of it feels. I'm already like fucking just have a bit of an ego, you know what I mean? I don't want my ego to become like so out of whack. Not that it would with some fucking Instagram likes. I don't know. All I mean is like I don't think that any of this shit is relevant at all when it comes to like the process and the journey of an artist and their projects. That's complete. All of like these things, like you said earlier, is completely irrelevant. It's all completely irrelevant. And the only reason that we were talking about it today, or why we might obsess, why all of us, if you're a fellow artist, musician, writer, whatever, the only reason all of us are obsessed over is because of how it is like this big fucking locked gate that we can't open. It's like the algorithm is this fucking Rubik's Cube that keeps extending from a basic 3x3, and it just keeps getting more and more it's like a big wave that you have to, it's like a tidal wave that you have to kind of try to not drown in or something. I don't know. It's fucking overwhelming how minuscule you can feel when sharing yourself online compared to literal people with like brain damage who are like being made fun of, or people that are like, special needs that people, it's like people literally just want to laugh at like special needs people, freak shows, and poor people, and people that are getting into fights and drunk and shit. It's like, that's all I see. Maybe that's just my algorithm, but but that's what a lot of it is. That's what it's sad to me that the people that are like the worst musicians, that are really bad at music, that are like disgusting gluttons online and eating, fucking a bunch of unhealthy food online and posting pictures of their feet. Like, what? It's just, there's so many things that are like so weird that's getting way more attention than anything that we've made so far. You know what I mean? And it's just like that's our competition. That's like the funniest fucking thing about it. I don't know. I guess this is not the best outro, but but that's
we're all dead and nothing matters, bro.
Yeah, this is true.
Quit your art and become, a worker bee.
Yeah, I'm gonna go work in an office, dude. You know what?
Exactly.
You know what? Maybe my songs aren't that. Maybe our videos aren't that good. Maybe we should.
Let's just never do anything ever again.
That sounds good to me. And then just like a 20-year-long podcast of us just
let's
sitting
just
here.
sit on this couch so long that our skin begins to grow over the leather, and then we just die of starvation.
Yeah, we become like that chick in that anti-marijuana ad where she's just like melting in the couch.
Exactly. Let's just do that.
No, thank you so much for being here, though, man. This is fun talking about this stuff. I don't know what we'll title this, because there's a lot. I think I'm just gonna put your name there. It's gonna be a very simple title.
A podcast, 2.5 hours of absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No, there's a lot though, because I appreciate your. There's a lot because you have a lot of interesting points to make. Your brain is interesting. My brain is interesting. when it wants to work. You know,
Yeah.
my brain might have some interesting things to say when I'm not overanalyzing the words that I'm using and choosing. I think that we have I think we are significantly.
If we ever do this again, we should just make one coherent episode that's a tight 1 hour.
Yeah, we'll figure that out next time for sure. Sometimes people like this stuff because, in all honesty, if anybody watched this, they just watched it in the background. I know that you just threw this on in the background while you worked. You don't have to lie to me. People throw on podcasts, tune some of it out, tune in, tune out, tune in. That's what these are. That's what a lot of YouTube is background. And it's like you pop in, or something captures your attention. Like they will listen to it, and then when they hear us laugh, maybe they'll play it back. You know? And that's fine. You throw me in the background, I still get those watch hours. Do that, please. Throw me on in the background. Throw us on in the background. But yeah, no. Next time maybe we'll pick one topic. We can even revisit the. I mean, I honestly think we talked about enough about the music. We went into a lot of in depth into. So yeah, that's basically little bit of behind the scenes of music videos, our cynicism of a dead culture that is being overridden by AI garbage and people that are just completely uncultured swine eating a trough of digital garbage. You know. That's kind of what it seems. Despite that, I hope there was some interesting or funny bits in here. And thank you guys for being here. Anything you want to add to that, my friend?
No, end this.